I can't hear you, so. All right. Oh, it happened. It just happened. You know how I know it happened? Because I pushed live and now I am. Ha! Woo! Crazy, but it's true. Good morning. How are you doing today? This is episode 58, on the road in the waves, and on the other side with this guy, me, Paul Carpenter. That's this guy right here. And today I have yet another amazingly fun, interesting, on the other side style episode. This one is episode 58. I have a gentleman whose name is Chase Williams. I believe that Sci-Fly, who was one of the people who've been on the show before, and he brought his friend on before, I believe that's where I got this connection from. And his bio is amazing, and the information that he wants to talk about today is a bit poignant and right on the tip of what's going on in the world. And I think we're going to have some fun learning and talking to him. So let's bring him on. Episode 58. This is Mr. Chase Williams. Yeah, there he is. How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing amazing, man. Thank you for coming on today. I hope that you are in a beautiful set of spirit and love and energy and you're ready to go.
Yes. Thanks for having me on.
No, not a problem, man. So I don't know what's going on with your sound all of a sudden, so I'm going to try and edit the mic settings and reduce background noise, and hopefully that'll do it. Okay, so Chase Williams, when someone comes onto this little podcast of mine, I always like to say, Chase Williams, who are you, where do you come from, and what do you do? We would like to know. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm from Madison, North Carolina. I'm mainly a stay-at-home dad. I play in the stock market a little bit. Got a little girl. She's 3. Got another one on the way.
Wow.
Not yet.
So you were born in North Carolina? You always lived there?
Yes.
Have you ever traveled outside of North Carolina, like outside of the United States at all, or no?
Not outside the United States. I've been places like Virginia, South Carolina. I've been to Vegas.
Okay. I mean, I met somebody, I think they were from Iowa, and this is like middle of the country, and they'd never seen the ocean, and they were 30 years old.
Oh.
I know. Like, when they said that to me, I was like, bro, 6 hours, go now. What are you doing? Like, go look at the ocean before you're like, no, I've always lived here, never left here, always been here, never want to left. My mom's always been here. Like generationally, like that was intense, bro. It was intense. I was like, wow. So, yeah, no, hey, listen, everybody's got their thing, whatever. I'm not angry. So Chase, tell me about your childhood. Tell me how you grew up, how you became who you are, and why you think the way you do. I want to know a little bit more, man.
I just kind of living life, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Got me.
Now, I did meet you through Sci-Fi, am I right?
Yes. I knew him from high school.
All right, cool. So maybe I should ask, are you into psychedelics like he is as well, or were you ever into that trip, or not really?
Yes, I used to be heavily into that when I was younger.
Oh, okay, but you're not anymore?
I mean, occasionally. Not as I was when I was younger.
Right. I mean, I'm just trying to, figure out where you're at and what you're doing. What do you do for work? Or you're just a stay-at-home dad and you're not working at the present moment and you're doing, like you said, stocks?
Yeah, basically.
Do you do any crypto as well or no?
I have not, but I have been looking. I have looked into it.
So I'm telling you right now, if you want to make any money, like right now, if you want to make any money, buy crypto. Like as in today. Like, and I'm not kidding. And I'll show you why. Just to give you a small idea of what it is. Do you understand anything about Bitcoin, what it is, how it got created, so on and so forth?
I have looked a little bit into that. My knowledge ain't great on it.
All right. So very simply, Bitcoin was created by a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who the guy is. And honestly, I don't think it really matters in the end. Because what it is a decentralized form of money that has a certain amount in it, which I believe is 21 million coins. Now, all of those coins are not released at once. They are released at different intervals. And one of the things that they do to increase the value of a Bitcoin is every 4 years they do something what is called the halving, where it halves the amount of money that you receive or the amount of Bitcoins that you would receive from doing the calculations of a block from the blockchain. So miners, like what they're called, right? What they're doing is what the banks do as their third party in between you and the transaction. They that's why they transactional fee. They're doing the mathematical calculation to make sure that you have $100 in your bank account and that it goes to this person. In the Bitcoin realm, it would be somebody else. Let's say I send you money. Somebody else who also believes in our network says, okay, let me go check and see that Chase had $100 and he sent it to Paul. And now Paul has that. And I'm over here on my computer using my computer's memory and all of its stuff to do that. Now they buy, of course, these core processors that do only calculations that are usually used for gaming or for visual aspects, which have this ability to do really fast calculations. You get big rooms of doing this, and then before you know it, you're making a lot of money, Bitcoins, that would, so unfortunately, Joanna Anderson says that she can't hear you, and that's weird. I want to go check now. I'm going to go check. Hold on. I might screw up this entire show right now doing what I'm about to do because it's going to go crazy with sound. But but she says she can't hear you, and I want to make sure that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, which is what's freaking me out when Joanna says that she can't. I'm going to tell her to turn up her phone. It's a joke. I'm going to make sure, though. I'm going here into here, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. All right, I'll turn off my mic here, so maybe that'll do it. Give me a second. Yeah, he has no audio right now, it says. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on, guys. Thank you so much for all of that. Let's see, edit mic settings. I'll go back. I'll do let's say it will, if we turn the volume up, you're too loud. It's just a low volume. Okay, so let me turn up his volume, your mic volume. Guys, thank you so much for everybody who's out there. All right, Chase, try and talk now. Let's see if it's working.
Can you hear me?
I mean, I can hear you, but let's just wait for everybody else.
Response.
I think it's because I did that noise reduce thing when we first came in.
Yeah. And
that brought you way, way down, unfortunately. So, well, I got a thumbs up, so maybe that sounds like your sound is back up now.
Good, good.
I'm waiting for more people to say yes or no. Oh, you know what? Also on Facebook, I've got to make this go live and public because it's usually only for it's only for friends. So let's make this go public real quick. Okay, well, let's get off of that and let's get back to where we were. We're talking about you and me. Let's hopefully see if the little sound is back. It says a little low. He still says you're a little low. I'm going to go try and fix this one more time. I think maybe I can. Can you turn up your mic volume on your end? Yeah, you can. Okay, so where it has your little name on the platform side, it has 3 buttons. If you click the 3 buttons, it'll say mic. And then you can click on the mic and it'll have your volume of your mic and maybe you can pull it up a little bit. Man, here, you know what? Maybe I can. All these should be public and you're doing great, Paul, with these podcasts. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. I'm going to turn off this and turn off this. And then here, I got it. Yep. Yep. I just saw you do it. Here, I got you.
Oh, cool.
Let's see if that works. You're at like 120 now. Guys, give me a yes or a no, a thumbs down or a thumbs up on if you can hear Chase.
Let us know.
Jay Manuel, I really appreciate you, man, for doing it. Yeah, Chase, you need to talk. Testy, 1, 2 and stuff.
Test 1 2 1 2 3. Let us know.
All right, so let's just continue. I apologize to everybody for low sound. We did a test and everything prior. Oh, he says yes. All right, good. We're good. All right, great. Okay, good. So, thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being in and pitching in as a community. I really appreciate you guys. Where were we, Chase?
Was talking about Bitcoin and
Yeah.
childhood.
I forgot. I was showing you the halving. So this thing happens every 4 years, where what they do is the amount of money that you would get in return for the work goes in half.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing so, it raises the price of Bitcoin because it's more scarce than it was before.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? And so if you look on the screen now, I'm going to try and get this to be as big as I can make it. See if I can actually, hold on. Whoa. Too much. It was too much. It was too big. Oh, wow. Did I go that far in? Okay, here we go. This is much better, though. I can tell you. I can see what I'm talking about now. So, right here. Okay. In 2012, Bitcoin did its first half, or it's what's called the halving. And it went from $13 to $1,000. The next time that happens, which is 4 years later, is in 2016. It was at an average of $640, and it went up to $20,000. Okay?
Yeah.
4 years later, it was at 8,600, and it went up to 64,000. If you do an average of all of those 4 year periods, it's an average of 3,779% increase on whatever you're investing. Mm-hmm. Let's say that for some weird reason, averages don't work all of a sudden in the world that we live in, and that just doesn't exist anymore. Okay. And we go on a low end, a quarter of the average. We're looking at still 1,500%. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, but anybody who's anybody, if they don't see what I'm talking about right now, and this is real numbers, this is not me making shit up. This is exactly what's happened. You can look at Bitcoin from the beginning to today. I'm doing this. And, it's as apparent as night and day to me. Bitcoin has never stopped rising, ever stopped rising. It's only gone more and more. The world is going into CBDCs, which means that they're I think it's 140 countries in the world have agreed to start doing electronic banking. One of the other ones is XRP, which is Ripple, is about to be worth $5 to $15. The court case is about to end. The lawyer involved, the prosecuting attorney, everybody says, yeah, they're done. It's just a matter of time. They went into a 90-day second discovery phase, which is what they're doing now, only because Ripple allowed it. Like, they didn't have to, but they were wanting to stay open and transparent with the SEC. And so they're like, yeah, go ahead. Now, the thing that's really kind of in here is that they have the ability to turn that off if it goes against them. I think something to that effect. You have to look it up.
That's
Nonetheless, the point is that they're saying, look at it. You can't call us they were saying that Ripple was selling their coins, these XRP Ripple coins, that they were selling them as a form of a stock dividend. And this is why the SEC jumped involved, right? Oh, wait, hold on. It's worth your business.
Yeah.
And then they also wanted to try and come in and they were trying to attack the company for doing things that were in other countries. So they were trying to extend the federal fence.
Mhm.
And in doing so, that's why they created this lawsuit to try and him back this open source money thing that's happening where banks aren't in control, and they're like, what the heck is going on, bro? People are getting rich and we don't have control over their money. And then they do everything in their power to put it in the news to make it sound like it's bad. Oh, Bitcoin's bad. It's those drug dealers on that network of the and the truth be told, that if you look at big money banks, billions, hundreds of billions, millions of millions of dollars are funded into the banking system that are from trafficking, that are from drugs, that are from warmongering, that are from prostitution. Please. Please. So why do they do it? They do it because they don't want people to jump ship. Because as soon as people do jump ship, then they realize, oh shit, I have control over my life. I don't have to work. I don't have to have this, that, and the other. I can be a stay-at-home dad and get to be with my kid and things that people. The thing is that we've been lied to in this world, right? We've been lied to in the sense that we were told, hey, bro, you're going to be able to save money for a house. And you're going to be able to live a good life and have good things, and it's going to be okay. And it's always been planned, in my opinion, from the beginning, to have it set that we are nothing more than slaves than we were before, just believing in freedom in a different manner.
Oh yeah, I believe slavery is more alive than ever before. It's more of a mental slavery. We, to a degree, enslave ourselves for working, chasing a dollar. Like we're talking about the banking system, etc., etc.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to get at, right? You know, it's I think that unfortunately we were placed into a system unknowingly, like, and I don't even think our parents knew. Because when you look back, and I've been doing a lot of research, like just the American school system and how Rockefeller created the American school system because they no longer wanted because they wanted to have a workforce of people who would do what they're told instead of trying to figure it out for themselves. And
Yeah.
that's why every entrepreneurial like website that sells you a package, the only thing they're trying to teach you is to get out of that mindset.
Reprogramming the mind.
They're trying to reprogram your mindset, which is everybody thinks that, oh, I have to go to work and work a certain amount of hours to get the $500 a week or the $2,000 a week or the whatever things. And then the entrepreneurial mindset is I can make $500 in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So like, I don't understand why I would even ever for and this is the answer, security. And this is the answer, freedom for security. Freedom for security. So in the same way that you go and work for McDonald's, you know is a secure job, you give away your freedom of having autonomy in your life.
Your time, your life. This, that,
and what's the most expensive thing that there is? Your time. And you're giving up your time for what I like to say is somebody else's dream.
Yeah, like
if
a
that makes sense.
corporation that can easily just replace you.
Yeah, and what I mean by somebody else's dream is that it's somebody else's idea. McDonald's is not your idea.
Yeah. That's somebody
And
else's
so in turn,
franchise that you're just working for.
right.
A peg in the
Right.
machine, basically.
Right. Yeah. Now, listen, in the bio here, in the bio that we have here that we were talking about, there was some stuff that you wanted to mention, and I want to go through here and like look at it because you got some deep stuff here that you wanted to get into. And so I'm going to just go with the first talking point. We're just going to go with this one right here, which is the fall of man that is happening or that has happened in 2014 during the blood moon tetrad.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that's a deep
Pull
subject.
me in, oh Chase William.
All right, well, kind of a backstory.
Mhm.
I was younger, had this girlfriend. I was probably like 4th or 5th grade. We broke up. Years go by, and like in high school, she was reaching out, trying to get with me. She sent her mom over to my house and was trying to get me to talk to her, this, that, and the third. And I wouldn't. And then years later, 2014, I started looking into certain occult knowledge. I don't want to pinpoint the exact thing while we're live, but I remember like my heart fell to the floor. Like, oh no, I shouldn't be reading this, that, and the third. Like, I had a realization, like, you know, God's real. I had a realization of this realm, basically. And it was a series of dreams that happened. Like, I remember being in a spaceship with aliens, the Greys. There's a bunch of other spaceships. I was looking down on the Earth. And the Earth was it was flat. And the stars and the moon moved around the Earth. And there was another dream where there's like these invisible beings that are around us that can kind of, to a degree, influence us or torture us. Kind of like a good and a malevolent thing. I'm trying to think. And the other one, I was in a blue robe. And
You are getting so deep with it, Chase.
Yes.
There's so many things I have to uncover right now, bro. I mean, so many things. Like, what? Let's get close. Let's get personal here. Whoop. All right, hold on. Okay, so one of the dreams that you hit that got me right off the bat was I'm in a UFO. I'm looking down. I'm seeing the firmament almost as if the Earth is flat.
Yes.
Which immediately made me think, like, yo, are we in a are we on a board game, and we think we're living on a and we're being played. We're being played by on a video game console of the future by aliens from different galaxies that, dude, I could see it. I could totally fucking see it. Like almost like a RPG, like a role-playing game, RPG game that you would play like Dungeons and Dragons, but like super hardcore futuristic version of it, where like you have a pad, you know, and you're like, I'm God on X177. Hold on. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm sending my fucking guys at you. You know. Yeah, and then the other guy's like, oh shit, no, fuck you, man. Wait, hold on. I got my guys. You know, those are like an intergalactic battle going on.
Yeah.
But it's all happening on this flat surface, you know. Opens up. Jumanji style.
Yes.
That's so good. Okay, so I want to hear more. Keep going. I'm gonna let you go back. I'm gonna let you go back to the screen. I want to see because it was good. This is good shit. I'm fucking loving it. Keep going.
Okay, and it was a dream where I was in a blue robe and it was a whole bunch of other people in white robes, and was sitting in front of a pyramid. And two people in black robes came up to me. I couldn't see their face, but they told me I was the creative chosen one. And they took me inside the pyramid. They got me naked, and they dipped me in this black goo, this tomb of black goo. And when they pulled me up out of it, they grabbed me like wrist to wrist. When they pulled me out of it, they gave me a black robe. I put it on, and they took me out in front of the pyramid and told me I was born again. And everybody started cheering and clapping. And I remember telling them thank you, and I walked off into the desert. Alright, so after those series of dreams, my friend was over, Kyle.
Wait. Wait. I need to know one thing first. During any of these periods, are you on stupid amounts of drugs?
Oh no. I smoked a bunch of back then,
but no psychedelics or anything.
No, this is dreams. This
okay,
is
wait, Chase. How do you have? My question is, how do you have dreams this like prophetic, and you're not wearing like a white robe and running around Israel?
Oh, dude, if I don't dream, like I get worried. Like I dream like every night since about 2016. Like I've been like in a psychological and spiritual boot camp.
So my question now is, have you been writing down all this information? Like, bro, I would start. No, like, stop it, Chase, stop it. You have a lot of time. You're at home with your kid. And not that you're not busy because you have to clean the house and do things and whatever, but you do have the time to shoot content, bro. Like, start making TikTok videos. Make a new channel, a brand new TikTok channel. Go if you even have to go make a brand new email address on Gmail. I don't care, whatever. And literally, one by one, tell these stories. Find a way to, if you don't know how, use CapCut or whatever freaking free, even if it gives a logo at the top, who cares? Doesn't matter. And put pictures in with the types of grays and the types of, like, find images on the internet. Just pop them up so that when you're talking and you're doing a voiceover, people can see the stories you're talking about. Bro, I was baptized in a black gooey stuff and then came out with a black robe, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? If you're not using,
when I
like,
woke up
look,
from that dream, it felt like someone licked my brain.
Hold. I'm gonna show you some crazy right now, so you can see what I'm talking crazy. Hold on. Here we go. We'll go here. We'll go here. Here, share this tab instead. Scoopity pops, boop. So ChatGPT 4, which is the bomb diggity, but give me, okay, watch this, okay? Image of man in UFO surrounded by gray aliens looking down on a flat Earth.
Yeah, it was like I was in the
UFO. Okay, wait, hold on. Which looks like a game board. Boom. Now, that's all I've done is just typed in a sentence. Now, the thing that's, if you use ChatGPT 4, which means you're spending the $20 a month to have it, it can now, without you prompting it or anything, just asking for an image, it will make the image for you. So it may not be the greatest version of what we just asked for, but that's not bad.
That's pretty cool.
Where you are in a UFO, looking down at a flat Earth that looks like a game board. I don't know if you see this. This is so good, dude. Hold on. I don't know if you can see the game. It has chess pieces. Hold on. This is so funny. Oh, wait, the other way. I want the other way. What are you doing? Oh, there you go. Oh, my God. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to make it go bigger, not smaller. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. So yeah, do you see these little game pieces on the side right here?
I do.
Like little chess pieces. It looks like you're on a
Yeah.
flat. That's pretty cool, dude.
That is pretty cool. That's. I never used ChatGPT, but that's pretty cool.
I wonder if that's what it's like what we just said, like some kind of futuristic video game console where there's aliens playing us.
They're supervising, basically. It seems like.
Hey, maybe more. How about this? Maybe we are aliens that we allow ourselves to go into the game and become these things called humans as an NPC style character that, like style thing that we get to one life, live, go play, and then come back home. And hey, mom, dad, fucking thanks for sending me to Earth. It was great. I had a great time at Earth.
Like kind of like a spiritual development training course.
100%. And our goal while we're here is to push the boundaries of technology so that we can get to be our future selves. And then when we get to that future self space, we realize, shit, we're not human anymore. So we go back in the video game, and it's a big loop.
That's kind of what I was basically told in the dreams. Is like, this is all just a test to see what we would do, what we would choose to do, how we choose to act, our characteristics we embody, basically, in our spiritual.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, so there's in Judaism. I only bring it up because it's what I know the most and what I've studied the most, right? But there's this idea that there's this thing called a tikkun olam, which means your earthly work. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's usually the thing that pops up in your face all the time since you were a kid that you always shrug off your shoulder and act like it's not you. That's your earthly work. And a lot of people don't ever find, what happens is over time, we create calluses to that idea. So, for instance, mine was shut up and listen more and stop talking. Obviously, I haven't learned that lesson very well, but that's what I've been hearing since I was a kid. And so an attempt of doing that was starting this show. And the idea was I want to hear from other people so that way I don't talk.
Okay. Interesting.
It didn't work. It didn't work, Chase. It didn't work. No, but yeah, that's the idea. The idea is that I'm trying to learn by listening, right? And that's part of the process of what I'm trying to do with this podcast is, and I've said it many times in the 50 some odd episodes. You have to admit, this is crazy. 50 something episodes in less than 3 months. Woo. Ridiculous. And all long form content, right? They're all like hour, 2 hours. Some of them are 4 hours long. It's like, what are you doing with your life, buddy? Yeah, full on. Like just because I'm psycho. I mean, I don't know. I haven't shown many people this. Actually, nobody really knows this. Over the last 6 days, I think it's 5 or 6 days, I made this. Here, I'll just go back here. I made a couple things. So one is I made this thing, which is inside of ChatGPT. It allows you to create your own bot. So if you look over here, all of these to the left are different bots that I've created. So one is for a friend of mine. He has a company called LeDuc Entertainment. Another one makes movies. And so it'll make an entire script for me, tell me everything that I need, and then also make pictures for me for all the different scenes. And it will even write me a script if I want for each scene. And then give me more camera angles and more shots. And then I can take all of that information and go into one, get the audio, go into another, get the video, put the audio and video together, slap it to boom. You got a trailer, So that's that. Then the other one is Chef GPT, which is, to make food. Another one's a magician bot, which will tell you anything about any magic trick and give away the answers. of how it's done. Then this is for a friend of mine who's a hypnotist, and it's all of everything that he's ever taught in hypnosis under one thing, and it answers you like it's him. And then I made this one, which is called Experience Cancun, because I'm crazy. Over the last 6 days, week or so, I ended up building this bot and building this extremely crazy website that has like 100 and something pages altogether. But basically, this thing, which is called the Experience Cancun bot, you can ask it anything about Cancun, literally anything. I can even find kosher restaurants. I mean, it's whatever you want. Free things to do on a certain day. The best tour trip that has extreme sports in it. Whatever you want. And it will give it to you. It's like, for instance, here, like it said, what's the best tours to go on? And here, I'll see if I can zoom in for us a bit. There we go. And there we go. So yeah, I'm like, what's the best tour to go on? And then it's like, yeah, well, here you go. Chichen Itza, you can go snorkeling, the jungle tours, Isla Mujeres, the cenotes. But you should always just go to this website. And then when they go to this website, it goes to this. And that's not right. That's not right. You gotta fix that. But it goes to this. And so I built, like I said, I built this in about 5 days, heavy load work, including the movies, or the video, including the whole page itself. So
That seems pretty cool.
yeah, and so basically it's a tour agency for like a third-party vendor site for people who are in Cancun who want to go on a trip or who want to go to one of the parks that and so you can go to the website, you can then, this website, and it gives you everything, all the videos, pictures, information that you would want to know about the place. But it's all in one packaged place instead of the way that most of these companies have it, which is, of course, one page or one website per idea. And that's just way heavy. No offense, right? I understand the ideology behind it. Sure, they need to do that because each park has its own business that it needs to run, its own whatever. But for the consumer, that's heavy to have to go to 15, 20 websites to see the one idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I made, as you can see here, I made a park for one page for each park, which then has their concerted video. And then obviously some more information, and then if you click on the button, it'll take you to the sales page, which of course I had to build as well. And that comes with photos of each location, what happens at each location, whether you're buying the adult pass or the children's pass. Of course, when you choose either one, the photo changes, yada, 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 on and on. And so you see that I've done this now for every one of these across the board.
Huh.
And there's a lot of work here, bro. I went nuts.
That is a lot of work. Really convenient.
Yeah, all convenient in one spot. So like all of these in every other website that I saw prior to making this one, there was nothing that was at this kind of comprised idea where everything's in one website where you're like, oh, what are the things that you can do in Cancun that are fun, that are cool, that are all in one spot, all of it, right? So I ended up literally going around and grabbing everything I could find that I thought was cool or that I thought was, popular. Yeah, and of course, what did I do? I used my ChatGPT bot to answer the question of what was the most popular things and what were the ones that sold the most, and went to certain websites and so on and so forth. So I found all these different ones. I even put in here a retreat, and I made a video for them because they didn't have a video. So I made a video for this company that does retreats for Bufo, for DMT, for ayahuasca, and I'm promoting them, right? And if I sell something, obviously I'll make some money off the deal, and it's not like I'm going to make a lot, but and so then I even started creating my own packages, and then started making merch. This is crazy. You're going to love this story here in a second, because it gets really stupid in a second. and buttons and hoodies and notebooks and anything you can think of, right? Tote bags, right? Whatever. And then I made the most comprehensive calendar on the internet. I grabbed everybody else's calendar that was just for separate events. And I ChatGPT'd it all together in one big fucking thing. So it's every calendar for anything that's happening in Cancun for the next year.
That is really
I'm not fucking around here. Yeah, dude. And then the FAQ section, frequently asked questions, has the bot. It goes straight to the bot, but it also gives the top 20 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, I even went as far as making a blog and writing blog posts.
Oh, shit. That is a lot of work.
I'm a fucking psycho, basically.
I feel like that's coming handy, though.
And then, Greg, look, a lot of this is ChatGPT written,
mm-hmm.
but for instance, this is great. These are ChatGPT letters
mm-hmm.
From the office of Experience Cancun. Oh yeah, fuck me, I went all the way. And this is the art of negotiation, partnering with top resorts and attractions. And it's here at Experience Cancun, we believe that the foundation of a memorable vacation lies not only in the beauty of the destination, but also in the quality of the experiences it offers. This belief drives our commitment to partnering with the best resorts and attractions in Cancun, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen. Today, we pull back the curtain to reveal the art of negotiation that underpins these successful partnerships. But it's great, dude. It gives you real weight, if you will.
Yeah.
And you're doing. I'm not messing around. I'm doing this for real. I'm trying to make a business out of it. And so, what happens? I go crazy, like I do with everything in life. And I even went as far as making a Experience Cancun profile page on Facebook. And so I, of course, went ahead and made a full YouTube channel, because that's what you do.
Trying to promote a business.
Well, what else, right? And so I didn't have any videos, so I had to make each one of these videos. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different videos, right, that all promote different things that we do. And then I was like, man, that's good, and that's good. What else can I do to promote, And so I created this Experience Cancun page. And then, hold on, let's see where is this my page? No, hold on. Yeah, and I already have 1,000 followers in less than a week. But I'm going to, wait, hold on. I'm going to tell you how that happened, which is really fucking funny. But I said to myself, hey, how can I earn money while getting to do this? Because I really want to do this, and I really want to promote this in a positive manner, and I really want to make something out of this. What can I do? So I came up with a sweepstakes.
Mm-hmm.
And the sweepstakes is, we're going to give away 3 days, 3 nights, airfare, accommodation, everything included, plus 2 one-day excursions to anywhere they want to go within the repertoire of things that we have. And they get to go on the trip for free. It doesn't cost anything to do it. All you have to do is share, like, subscribe, and tag 5 friends to our sweepstakes.
Okay.
That's it, right? And so I'm being completely legit about it. Like on the website, let me go back here. On the website, if you go all the way at the bottom, there's the sweepstakes rules, which I've created. And here it shows you the sweepstakes that we're talking about and the eligibility requirements, how to enter, limitations on entries, prize description. I mean, dude, I went nuts. I've gone nuts over the last little bit of time. And so what's that?
You've been putting in work.
Oh, massive amounts of hard work. Yeah, like when you look at this and you think about the amount of time that it would take to do what I just did, I have a privacy policy. I have terms and conditions. I've got the terms of use. I've got everything that you could ever want to be a simply, completely legit legal company in every way, form, shape, manner, so that when somebody comes to me, they see that it's legit. I'm not trying to be anything else but legit. And so, in turn, I'm answering questions on Facebook, right? And this one guy says something about something to me, and I respond to him. And we start talking, and the guy's like, yeah, what do you I see your stuff and I see what you're building. This looks amazing. Do you have some money behind you or something? I'm like, nah, man, it's me in a shed. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm crazy, bro. What do you want? Let's get it. Let's get it. I go, I've got 2 people on the ground. One guy's been there for 25 years, has his own insurance license. And the other one is a guy who is just trying to rebuild his life and went to Cancun because he had some connections to some things that might be able to go through seafood distribution and so on and so forth. And we have some people here in Louisiana that do seafood, specifically crawfish, and crawfish season's about to kick. So he says to me, can you help me? By no means, by the way, did this guy in Cancun ever think that in a week he would have like a $7,000 amount of informational work done for him. Because if you think about the website alone, a simple website, I mean, I'm talking dirt simple, $500 would be like a home page and a contact page and an about section. $500, right? And then bells and whistles version of that, $1,000 to $5,000. Now start adding on pages. Now start adding on. Now start adding on merchandising, because I created merch as well, and I have a whole entire merch, and I built and I have the whole entire payment wall already in. It's all there, dude. It's
Yeah.
So if you think about that, and then plus social medias, there's an Instagram, there's a Facebook that was created, a Facebook group that was created, a Facebook profile that was created, a YouTube channel.
Yeah, dude, that's.
And then just, and I know they're not the greatest. Don't get me wrong; these are not great by any stretch of the imagination. Are these great videos? But are they accomplishing the goal, which I believe they are, which is to get people to come and look at the website, which is really what I want, right? As long as they go to the website, then we're in a better space. So let's go back. I'll even turn the sound on.
Vacation in Cancun? Let's make that dream a reality. Welcome to planning your Cancun getaway. First, choosing your stay. From luxury resorts to cozy beachfront villas, Cancun has it all. Consider what's important for you: ocean views, proximity to attractions, or maybe a family-friendly environment. Next, booking your flight. Be sure to check for flights well in advance to snag the best deals. And remember, flexibility with your travel dates can save you money. Now packing, essentials include swimwear, sunscreen, and comfortable walking shoes. And don't forget your camera to capture those unforgettable moments. Once you're here, a world of adventure awaits. Whether it's snorkeling in the coral reefs, savoring local cuisine, or exploring ancient Mayan ruins, Cancun offers experiences for everyone. Ready to start planning? Visit experiencecancun.com for more tools and tips to plan your dream vacation. Cancun.
I thought it was nice.
I mean, it's an informational for a website.
Yeah. You accomplished that goal. You
Thank you. And then I made other videos that were in the same realm, I guess you could say, that are like, for instance, this one. No, that's the one I think I just showed. Is that the one I just showed you? This is fun. I created a quiz. I saw this. I'm so silly, bro. Like, the amount of time that I've spent on this thing is absolutely insane, dude. Showing it to you and going over it, because I've been in a blur for like a week straight. Like, 12, 14-hour days every day, like, not even thinking. And somewhere along the way, someone showed me a video. He's like, "Oh, have you ever seen this? You can make your own quiz." I was like, "I can do what?" So I made 11 minutes of quizzes.
Yeah, I don't know much about Cancun.
No, but that's the point, right?
Yeah. Intrigue somebody.
So anyways,
Well, that's pretty
the
cool.
point being was, I found a system, so I'm using Canva, but I found that inside of Canva there's something called a bulk creator. So all you have to do is make the first template, and then you put in a CSV file that has all of your template categories. So for instance, question A, B, C, D, answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go in there and you set the timing for certain things to pop up or for sounds to pop in, as you saw. Took me 30 minutes to make the thing, like the template, 45 minutes to make the template. And then before you know it, I just grab ChatGPT and I say, write me 40-something questions that are in this order. Question A, B, C, D, answer. And make the where the answer will be within the A, B, C, or D a random choice. Now write me 10 questions at a time, and it would do that. And then I would just copy and put it into a CSV file, copy CSV, because it writes it to you in a CSV file format. You just copy, paste, copy, paste. So now it's in a big, document that has everything ready. You just export that as a CSV file, go to this thing, upload, and it goes, "Would you like to make 47 of these?" I go, "Yep." Bloop.
That seems really convenient.
I mean, can you imagine the amount of time it would have taken in the past to make one of these, where you have to put in every word, and then you have to do even if you had the set timing of the and the coming in and the things falling down. Even if you had that, you'd still have to come in and put the answer. You'd still have to put the questions for each time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, now it's just like click, click, go. And it's just like, wow. Like also like the voiceovers that you're hearing on their robotic AI voiceover. I pay for $10 a month, and you can make voices of anything you want. I did Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I made a movie that was a post-apocalyptic movie where they're vampires and they're saving humanity from robots.
Wow.
Because the robots are trying to take over the humans and kill them. And if the robots take over and kill all the humans, then the vampires have nothing to eat. So the vampires have to go after the robots to find.
Secure.
Yeah, what a great movie plot, right? Thank you, ChatGPT, for my movie plots. You know. No, the truth is, I came up with this movie idea like a couple of years ago, and I kept writing about it, saying that very soon we're going to be able to have this thing where we're just going to be able to go up to a machine and just be like, I want a movie with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They're vampires, post-apocalyptic. They're fighting some unseen force. And that's what I said. You can look it up like years and years ago on Facebook. And so then when it was actually able to be done, all right, I'm going to go make it. So here, I'll show it to you real quick. Hold on. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. I got to change over to my other profile here. I'll switch back over for you. So, let's see. I got to go to my videos. I think it's in my videos. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so, and then I even made like a 30-something minute like whole video on how to make one of these yourself, and just showed how easy it was because it was that impressive to me. But here it is. This is called Last Blood, starring Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Here we go.
In a world ravaged by machines, the sky has darkened and humanity.
You can't hear it? Hold on. Something's wrong with your sound all of a sudden? Can you hear me now? Chase? Here, let me kill this real quick. Chase, are you there? Can you hear me? Wow, your sound just went out of nowhere, huh? Let's see. Weird. I don't know, man. Let me do this. Weird. Let me bring him back. Can you hear me now? Nothing still, huh? Okay. It's okay. Jump out and then come back in. So, bye-bye. Smart man. Smart man. I'm wondering now if you guys can hear me out there in La La Land. Is there anybody watching? If you are watching, could you please give me a comment? Let me know if you can actually still hear me. You know what? I'll go to my Facebook and I'll check it myself. Check it myself. Oh, Ron Davis. Cartrix? Sorry, sir. Not today. Let's see. Do I hear myself? Do I hear myself? Sorry, sir. Not today. So I'm still completely live. I can hear me, so that's a good thing. Let's go back to StreamYard, see if Chase is back in. Add him to stage. Are you there? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, Chase. All right, so here is the video I was showing you a second ago. So yeah, it was called Last Blood is the name of the movie that ChatGPT called it for me. All I did was I literally said exactly what I said. Again?
In a world ravaged by
Can you hear that?
machines, the sky has darkened and humanity's days are numbered.
We've watched empires rise and fall, but nothing could prepare us for the silence that fell upon the earth.
They called it the last blood, the final stand, not just for humans, but for us.
Did the sound cut out on you again? Again? Yo. So weird, dude. You're back? No. No. Okay, hold on. Hold on. You're okay. Or I'm gonna figure this out. What the weirdness, Chase? That's so weird, bro. All right, do the same thing. Kick back out, go back in, go back out, come back in. Weird. Okay, well, we're not showing that video today, obviously. I don't know what's going on with the feed, but it's definitely not happy times. So we're not going to show that. If you'd like to see the video, please go into the description of the comments there around your homes. I have entered it in the comments section. So if you want to see the video, go look at it yourself, because it seems like anytime I do this, Chase goes bye-bye and no soundy, and we're not going to do that 3 times. So let's get back to you and me, Chase. We were talking about some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And we had gotten we were talking. We did this right before we went on. This is like an hour and a half ago, and we talked about. But we never got into it. Jesus, how intense! We talked about a bunch of stuff. You talked about all these aliens and having these experiences and this rebirth moment. But you never got into what the blood moon tetrad is.
Yes, we was about to get in that, and we kind of went down another rabbit hole.
No, it's all good. Please, yeah. I'll bring it back. I will bring it back, sir.
Cool. All right. Gather my thoughts real quick. Okay, so I found out that knowledge. I was still a virgin at the time when I found out the knowledge. Had all those dreams, the rebirth thing, or reborn thing, the aliens and the other beings and stuff like that. Okay, so one night my friend Kyle was over, and his sister is Katie, the girl I had a relationship in the past.
Okay.
And she got on the phone, and I instantly knew, it's like, this is the fall of man. This is it.
This is
the fall. I was spiritually died, was baptized, got the Holy Spirit or whatever you call it. And this was the moment. I just instantly knew it. It clicked. And it was a bunch of things that happened that night. I remember talking about, she was asking, because I was telling her about my dreams and stuff I had, this is the fall of man, some of the things I went through. I remember she asking, what did the aliens...
Why do you say that this is your fall?
It's because, I ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil before I ate from the tree of life. Kind of like what Adam did. Adam ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He didn't necessarily die, but spiritually. And he had a realization. He started trying to cover up himself. Do this, that, and the third. And became
the realization, the covering up comes from the realization that he's a human being. And that he's in front of something greater than himself. And so, and that's what that realization is, right? It's not necessarily... Yeah, it's not necessarily that... Well, I mean, you could say that he did something wrong by having the realization. So... Prior to that, he was like a dog.
Not to a degree, yeah.
No, 100%. From the Jewish standpoint, that's exactly what they say. For instance, when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, it was not here. It was in a place in between. And the reason that we know this is because things do not become physical until after Adam names them.
Okay.
Right? Because he says, oh, this is a dog. Dog. Bloop, dog becomes real. It wasn't until God, like, he's literally in the phase of creational space where God is like giving him this thing, and then he looks at it and he goes, dog? And God's like, oh, that's what we're calling those things. And that's lit, right? So, and it even says that his skin was corporal, which means that it was see-through in some manner. It looked somewhat like a nail, like it was see-through like a nail. You could see his organs. So I do not believe he was completely physical. I believe that he was like in this weird ethereal space and time, locational, half real, half not. The energies are coalescing together and physically coming together, and he's part of the process of the physical creation.
That's interesting. I don't know if I heard that concept before.
Mm-hmm. So if God speaks into existence, right, the whole of because the first thing that God does is separates the separation of the two layers, if you will call it that. These are the two layers that we're talking about. So the spiritual upon the physical, where in this realm of understanding the energy, there is this side of things which is the spiritual, and this side of things which is the physical, and that there is a place that must be crossed to be one or the other. But whatever is in the spiritual is definitely in the physical.
Yeah.
It has no choice, because it's a one for one. It's the dichotomy of what we live within. Right? So with that understanding, or at least with that belief, we can then go a little bit further and say, okay, well then if that's the case, then this must be. Mm-hmm. It's all about being as logical as you can be. Like, that's what I love about Judaism. When you get into the philosophical, real, like, numbers and the science behind stuff, and it's not, all depends where you go. I'll say that again. Because there's fanatics that are only like, oh, the earth is only 4,000 years old. We live on a firmament and it's a flat earth. And there's Jews that go that direction. You know, all kinds of human beings, period. But you will have, different sects of like sections, if you will, of Judaism, right? Like an Orthodox this, or a Reform version, or Jews for Jesus, so on and so forth. You could have a million different things. But within that, when you go for like an Orthodox, non-psychotic version, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because when you're Orthodox, you're already kind of fucking psycho. So, I mean, honestly, right? When you're Orthodox, it's Orthodox. I mean, you're literally to the word of the book. It's not easy, first of all. Second of all, kind of hard on other levels. Socially unacceptable to be really religious. Not socially acceptable, bro. Promise you. How do I know? Jews. It's just true. And so that's the same with any major religion, bro. As soon as you become a major religion, it's not cool. Like, that's what people do. People want, because other people have their version of religion, or they were indoctrinated into a religion. Think about the Spanish Inquisition. I mean, most of South America is all Catholic or Christian or whatever it is, based on nothing more than white man coming, flag put on the ground. We own you. You do what we tell you, or we kill you. Okay. And now you have what are considered indigenous, because they're not civilized like us.
I get what you're saying. Yes.
But so
yes.
Get me back to the blood moon.
Okay, the blood moon. Yes, that was during like the time I had like this revelation, those dreams, and I came into that knowledge was during the blood moon, and they all fell on Jewish holidays.
Yep.
And
So are you Jewish by any chance?
I believe so, but my experience and my dreams.
Well, I mean, we can all have dreams, but listen, Chase, I want to say something before I go any further. In no way, shape, or form am I denying your reality. I will, on the other hand, because of what I've studied, because of the things that I've learned in my life, I will at times ask you, I will not condemn or force or anything upon you, right? They're just ideas.
Yeah.
Just ideas. But I will ask you, like, are you sure it may not be this? Or could it be this? And I asked you, were you on drugs? I asked, were you on drugs? My next question would be, have you ever had anything major traumatic happen in your life, sexually or mentally, that would, and I'm not saying that this is the truth, but just because trauma induces really crazy shit in people's lives, you could have had some major trauma that you don't remember as a child, and you converted it into having dreams with aliens, firmament, black oozy goo. I don't know, bro.
I get what you're saying, yes, and I'm open to have those conversations, but no, nothing really too traumatic happened to me. I mean, to a degree, like the average childhood.
Sure. Okay. Once again, to anybody who's watching who might be like, yeah, I don't know, bro. So just, and that's why I premised everything I said before I said it. In no way, shape, or form am I negating who you are and what you believe in.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that to anybody, bro. I will ask questions. I will challenge beliefs because I believe that we should all have our beliefs challenged. If you have conviction in who you are and what you believe, you will easily be able to come off authentically, even if you're crazy. Even if you're crazy, you should be able to come off authentically and without having to feel as though you're having to fight for your answer. It should just be a natural, but no, this is what I think, and this is what I know, and this is why. And then I go, okay, that's fine. But what about these people over here who do the same thing that are really crazy and kill people? Are you not kind of like that? You know, so I'll do things like that, where I'll bring things like, wait a second, or, and that's not me being negative. That's me being an audience member. In the sense of like, you know, like I'm thinking this is what people at home are thinking. Well, I don't know. What about this guy? Or how about this guy? You know, so that's all that those are. And I want that to be prefaced so that you know that that's what they are. So that you don't think that I'm being disrespectful in some way, shape, or form, because I would never want to be that to my guests. So, so with all of that I just said, you don't feel like it was drug induced. You don't feel like this thing was some kind of traumatic thing that brought to you in your life. Yep. You have no idea where it comes from what you're gathering, but you've had some really intense moments in your life, dreams specifically, that make you feel some very intense feelings and ideas and thoughts. At one point, you are with a girl. This is what I'm catching up to the story. You're with a girl that you had dated maybe somewhat before, a little bit, and then all of a sudden, while you're seeing her again, after these dreams, all of a sudden you have a feeling as though like, oh, this is the fall of man. Now, my question for you, because I don't think you've told us yet, is did you end up hooking up with this girl again, and then that's the downfall of your life? So then I don't understand. So then please explain what you meant by this was the downfall. Was she your Eve?
It wasn't the downfall. It was like the fall of man. Like, I found out this knowledge. I was still a virgin. Found out this knowledge. Basically lost my spirit. Was born again, reborn. And went and delivered like the revelation. That's what I'm getting at. It's like the things that I learned and came to me. Like that night. It's actually a video floating around of me doing this. Okay, I tried to reach out and talk to them, Katie and her brother Kyle, but they will not respond to me, or Kyle did respond to me and play dumb, then he just stopped responding and blocked me. But that night we was talking about, you know, the revelations, the fall of man. There's a holy war, and it has to do with your mind. This place is basically an illusion. It's about what you see or what you choose to see. It's all mental. It's all in your mind.
Right. So what happens? So you do this revelation, you do this preaching, if you will, to some people. Some people film it, and then what happens after that? You just gave up and walked away? I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, I would have done some David Cruz shit, and I would have started walking from here to, I'm not kidding, bro. I really would have. If I would have, dude, let me tell you something. If I had a dream that was as intense as the one that you had repeatedly or over time, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I'd be waking up every morning and be like, Jesus is real, motherfuckers. We're fucking making a video about this shit, and we're talking about it every day, whether you like it or not. That's what I would be doing if I were you. Like,
That's the degree why I reached out. I'll get that later on, but I started messaging people and trying to talk to them because I had a dream to go out and preach, share my story. About
you did. You did. Oh, the story gets better. Let's go.
I talked to a rabbi in Jerusalem about it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Reaching out to people and talking to people.
What is up? Well, okay, wait. How long ago was this dream? How long was it? A year ago? 2 years ago?
No, it was like during the summer.
Oh, Chase.
And share my story.
Oh wait, no. I'm talking about the one with the blood and the oil dipping.
Oh, that was back in 2014 during the blood moon tetrad, about 9 years ago.
Sorry, they're asking if you can raise your volume a little bit more again, Chase. I know you know how to do it from last time. I think maybe I can do it too. I'm not sure. Let me check. I'll see if I can do it for you. Oh no, you're all. Yeah, I got you. You're good. You're all the way up. We'll just leave it up. I got you.
We good?
I hope so. I mean, you're at 200%.
Oh fuck. But anyways, during that revelation, there was a video, and I was talking. I remember them asking me what the aliens wanted, or what I was doing to aliens, and it's like I was possessed, and like something came upon me. It was like all we're doing. I'm trying to think how exactly it was worded. I might mess it up a little bit, but basically, we're head hunting. That's all we're doing. We're motherfucking head hunting.
What? In other words, the aliens are head hunting?
Yeah, a lot of this has to do with your pineal gland and stuff going on in your head. Like, yes. You know, like the pineal gland. Jacob said.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna. All right. So, the idea of getting out of the matrix. So all of that's real.
Yeah, this place is an illusion. We're like in a hologram. This is a simulation, basically. This is all like a test for us to evolve.
So what of those people who are here living life at the penultimate? Call it like being healthy, relationships, spiritual, blah, 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 blah. And also, let's say famous and wealthy. Like, you hit all the marks. You have a great relationship and a great wife and great kids. And I don't know how the fuck you get this, but you did it all. What about those people? Did they get out of the matrix, or are they still in? Like, how do we determine when these alien people are coming to get you? Do they get you because you've been making too much noise here and waking up too many people? Do they come and get you when you are too extreme for the time? Do they come and get you when you have broken their rules? These are my questions when you bring something up like this, because I personally have had experiences in which I had aliens. I had grays. They came to me when I was a kid. I asked for them to show up. Hold on, I'm not done. Let me finish. I asked for them to show up for 3 months. I begged for aliens to show up. They came. And it fucked my life up for at least 10 years. Still sleep with my light on. I'm 40-something years old. Okay? So I feel as though, because of what you're saying, I personally feel as though I had been tested and failed when I was 12.
don't really know.
100%. 100%. And I question if those who are well known and famous, and I'm not saying all, but I question that those who are famous and very connected to the Illuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call them, weird alien people.
Secret society.
I feel like those people are like in contact and in connection with those people in some way, shape, or form, and they are made famous by these same people, these aliens, because they were able to break out of a form of the video game.
I feel like a lot of them have certain knowledge, and a lot. You can look online. A lot of people are talking about, "Hey, I sold my soul." I talk about how dark the industry is, etc., etc. So,
right. Well, if that's the case, then that would be one of the alien factions,
or beings, or whatever, like entities.
And they got power over this realm,
influence to a degree,
and they have influence over this realm, and they're able to go, oh, you want to be famous? I'm like, no problem. Yeah, you're famous. Now I get to fuck you in the asshole. Alien fucking. That's what we talk about here on my show.
But yes, that kind of ties into what I'm talking about too, because secret society, some of them they have this video. They know what I'm talking about. A lot of
what do you mean they have this video? What video are you mentioning?
The video from that night. I had a revelation that with Kyle and Katie, and their other friend was on the phone too. Brittany, I think, was with Katie. They recorded me. And he's part of some group, I don't know what exactly, but they have a video of this. And there's I sent you the stuff in Messenger with a bunch of pictures from my post about songs, this, that, and the third. Like, a lot of these people know what's going on, and they're talking about me. Some albums have quotes from that night that I was saying.
Right. Okay, so what's the issue though, Chase? If you're anointed and you are God's chosen being for the moment to speak to the world in some way, shape, or form, then what's your fear?
What do you mean?
Who cares if they see it? They should see it. They should be afraid of you.
Yeah, I don't care if they see it. It's like, and they're talking about me. I'm trying to
But you made it sound like, oh, they're talking about me. They're going to come after me. Well, if they're going to come after you, let them. You're anointed.
They tried to poison me.
Right. Who cares? Let them.
That's basically what I did. And I lived. I survived, Lord willing.
Right, I'm saying. So if you know that this is true,
yeah,
then why not step up and take the position that you've been given?
That's basically
or do you not believe it?
That's basically what I'm slowly doing now. Like, trying to go out, preach, share my story, try to awaken people to what's going on and been going on.
Okay, so
is
this like your first interview? Is this like your first interview as a podcast kind of thing to tell anybody these ideas that you've had on a national level?
Yeah.
Man, that's great. Woo, Paul Carpenter with another exclusive. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, 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 ding. I've had three, man. I've had three of people telling me stuff that they've never told anybody else. I'm super, super thankful for those. Those are cool, man.
Still, yeah, this is the first time. I talked to people here and there, and I talked to that rabbi, but on something like this, yeah, it's the first time.
Cool. Okay, so then let's go a little further with it. Where do you think this overall, we're at a very macro level of things, looking down upon, almost. Sure.
My daughter just walked in the room. Hold on, let me see what her mom's doing. Sorry.
I will take you down while I yeah, no worries, it's all good. So my question here is, what is you see what I'm trying to put it into words. It's very heavy. Like, what do we end up being in the game? Are we like a battery source, almost like they say in the Matrix? Are we soul? Are they like soul suckers? I've heard that idea before. This idea that there's an alien race that found a way to get in between creator and our souls, and so they found a way to do like reincarnation, and in turn they use us to go in, get a soul, come back, and then before the soul gets to go back, these aliens eat our souls. I'm not kidding. Like, it's an actual thing that people have. It's a thing. It's an idea. I could see that as being an idea that's totally real too. Not saying that all of us are there, but that some of us are there, and that many of us will get taken and then brought back over and over again. So this is an idea I've heard many, many times before in other circles. I don't know if you heard what I was saying, Chase.
I ain't long I've been here.
Yeah, no problem. So basically, I was just talking about that I've heard about an alien race that people have talked about, in which they have found a way to get in between the creator and us. And in turn, what they do is they found a way to do reincarnation. So what this does is it like spins us into a thing that is like what I call the soul, the oceans of souls. And it goes in there and picks up a soul, and then it comes back. And before it gets to go back into the ocean where it's supposed to go, these aliens are snatching it and eating it for themselves. And like, they eat souls. That's what they do.
Oh.
And so those who escape the rat race are the ones that they don't eat, because they seem to be brighter than the normal chicken laying rest of us.
I get what you're saying.
I'm not trying to be weird, but I'm trying to be weird. But on an evolutionary standpoint look thing, you could see that souls could become a form of food. So then the story works.
That's
If you were to evolve yourself over time to no longer accept food, but accept spirit as your form of food, and then you get a twisted version of that, which is no longer to accept the spirit that God is allowing, but now you want more spirit, you find a really twisted way, and then vampirism comes out of that. Mm-hmm. That's how you get vampirism in the physical form. What's that? What's the thing that would be my physical soul, my blood? Without my blood, I do not live. Without my soul, I do not live. And so there you have those two connections, and that's how you get vampirism. Sure, makes sense. Simple math, really, if you think about it, right? I mean, I'm just looking at the universe for the universe as itself, like not as a like, oh, it's so grand and cosmic and so big, and yes, of course it is. But when you break it down, what is it? It's hydrogen, it's oxygen, it's mathematical calculations. Like when you get down to the physical nitty gritty. So, if you're looking at it from that point of view, and you're looking at it on this like massive scale, that anything is possible, as long as it can hit back to the root cause, which means almost anything can hit back to the root cause, because the root cause is the creator of everything, then you can put any story you want in between you and the root cause. And it will be real. And that doesn't mean that it's like, that doesn't mean it's real for everybody else, but it's your real. And your real is all that really matters in this game. I mean, nobody else gets to be in your reel unless you convince them to be in your reel. And then all of a sudden they're in your movie. And then they're no longer living their reel. which we talked about earlier, which is about giving away your time to other people's energy and ideas, which is living their dream.
Yeah.
You're living that dream. So your dream would be that I want to be the controlling factor of other people in some way, shape, or form. And through that, I start manipulating people to do things for me because then they feel like they're getting to contribute to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
But they want to. They want to contribute to me, not because of some kind of like far-flung manipulation, but because I have a skill set or something that they don't have. For instance, camera, willingness to get on camera, willingness to do 56 episodes in less than 3 months, willing to have anybody on, willing to talk to anybody and have a real conversation. Boom. That's it. Something that other people are not willing to do. And so now without manipulating people, begging like crazy, but without manipulating, I guess begging is a form of manipulation, by the way. So by constantly asking for guests, I have achieved other people giving to me for me. Because it's not for them. This show is for me. This show ends up on my platforms. This show ends up under my name with your name next to it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a cooperation thing. Like
you can manipulate yourself however you like, Chase, to believe whatever you want. But the truth
this is your show. This is your thing. Yes, I get that, and I'm just kind of.
But what I'm saying, but what I'm getting at is the overall idea here is that I manipulated you to be on my show so that I have content. It's not the other way around.
Oh yeah, because you don't have on here. But
no. But what I'm saying is that the only way that happened was because I had a skill set or something that you don't have, which is the video and the channel and the people who watch it.
Yes.
That
drew me in.
And I get what you're saying. Without you, I don't have the fucking show. So, yes, but at the same time, I need you to recognize that you could say, "Oh, it's a cooperational thing," and yes, it is. It totally is. But at the same time, it's more for me than it is for you, right? Unfortunately, like I'm not trying to be a dick, but.
I get you. Yeah.
And the reason that I say that isn't because, oh, it's for me, it's mine, because that's not what the show's about. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on. I could have made a totally different show.
Yeah, you could. Especially with that chat GP stuff.
Right, exactly. You can do whatever you want. So, exactly. So, but this was about promoting other people and other people's ideas and other people's thoughts and moving with it. Like, I want to travel with you on the journey, and I've tried to do that. So, so I just wanted to get that across to help you understand that we're all here in essence for one of two things: to be here for ourselves or to be here for others. Those who are for others have won the game. Period. And that's all you need to know. Anybody who's here for themselves loses out completely at the end. Because, like, for instance, there was and this is a shitty quote to think of right now, but this is what I thought of. Will Smith and his wife are having a conversation. She writes down the top 5 things that are the most important things to her. And she writes down, like, her children, or this, or that, and the other. And when Will Smith does it, the first thing he writes down is himself. And then his wife, and then his children, and then this and the other. And she gets super butthurt, right? And he's like, no. Like, you don't understand. If I don't treat myself as number one, how do I give you anything at all? If I'm not in complete health, again, did it just kill the sound?
Oh, no. I was just. Moving. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, like, damn it.
No.
But if I can't take care of myself, how am I able to take care of you? And from a man's point of view, totally makes sense. From a woman's point of view, you only care about yourself. You don't care about me.
But it does have a point. Like, if you ain't taking care of yourself, and
Physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, if I'm not taking care of me, how can I take care of you?
Yeah.
Well, makes sense. Makes sense. I understand where he's coming from. Women don't. Women want their name at the top or their children's name at the top. That makes sense to them because that's their mentality. Their mentality is the emotional bonds, the family bonds, the things that tie us together are the real things that tie us together, which is why women are portals of consciousness. They're the only ones that can create consciousness.
Yeah, the only ones who give birth is a woman.
And
That might be controversial to say these days, but a woman can only give birth.
And going back to it, they are the only ones that can create consciousness. They are the only ones that bear the gift to doing so. It's pretty intense. And what do? We call them hoes and bitches and sluts and whores and
Disrespectful.
so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy, bro. Have you seen this? It's a really good documentary. It's on YouTube. It's called The N Factory.
Right.
Stands for the, blah, blah, blah factory. I don't want to say the word because then I'm going to get people angry at me. Maybe if I don't put the ER at the end and I just do the A. That reminds me of that episode from South Park. People that really annoy you.
Oh, shit.
He's playing Wheel of Fortune. Have you not seen this episode?
Yes.
Wow, it's such a good episode, dude.
Speaking of South Park, season 19, that has to do with the revelation thing. That ties into that. When I talk about the video and how certain people in societies have it, like that has to do with my revelation and stuff.
So
Season
part of the
19,
revelations, though, I'm very confused. So explain to me, if you can, from your point of view, as much as you can, how the aliens and God are interacting and why, if anything, God is allowing it, or if this is just part of the game, whatever you can give of that.
Okay, that's deep. Yes, I believe there is a God, someone, a great superior being. I feel like the aliens kind of things. I'm kind of like watching us, seeing what we do, seeing what we choose to do, and I guess they can interact with us. I mean, I had experience with them. You said you had experience with them, and there's reported cases of other people seeing them. Even Anunnaki, from heaven to earth, or however that translation is, that ties into things.
Sure, for sure. I mean, there's been
great role.
Yeah, if you look at the Emerald Tablets, all of it, right? The Emerald Tablets are a very, I don't know, we have to also think about when it was written, when you get into the Emerald Tablets. And you also have to go into the understanding of creation of anthropomorphic beings and ideologies that we've been doing for a very, 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 very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to, just to be fair, you have to be open to the idea. And this is just me, not you. I'm just saying. You have to be open to the idea that we weren't intelligent. We were animal type things. You know what I mean? At least from all that we can gather, right? If we look at humanity, we could say, hey, look, for sure, humanity's been here for 150, 300,000 years, if you want to go all the way back to Lucy. Lucy being the oldest
humanoid or whatever.
Bipedal animal / intelligent-esque maybe the middle of Cro-Magnon to what we are today, right? Maybe. Closest we've gotten so far is Lucy, which I believe is 350,000 years. But by no means are we living in civilized situations? Are we doing any of that? That's only, believe it or not, bro.
What, 6,000 years ago?
10,000?
10,000, 6,000, yeah. I feel like that was a great knowledge given to man in antiquity, because you can look at different religions and spiritual practices, and a lot of them have a bunch of similarities.
So what I want to say to that is that I think that and this is part of the answer that I gave a minute ago, which is we are in essence inside of a fractal that is never ending, that was created by the creator, that has the ability to be at any time and space within that fractal, which is a hologram upon holograms upon holograms. And so anything is possible within the realm that we live within right now. We can literally do whatever we want here. Whereas when we are with and part of creation, part of creator, we are not anything, and we don't get to choose, and we don't get to be, because we are one with all, and so therefore we are all one as well. And so there is no choice of wanting to be any one thing, because that makes no sense when you are one with all. And so I believe that the more that we connect with technology, the less that we have the ability to be connected to the real knowledge of soul, creator, source. And the further we are away from that, the more of a callus, like a foot callus or whatever, because we're walking on the ground for so long and your feet get calloused. Same thing with your life. The longer you live it, the more trauma you deal with. That if you don't deal with it correctly, this is going back to what I was saying earlier, that you start to foment a mindset that is a calloused mindset about life.
Yeah.
So it's like the person, I'm sure you've met this guy before. He's the hard worker, and he's a real dick, and he challenges you on everything, because that's the life he's lived. So he's projecting that character that he has calloused upon himself, and that's why he's become a dick.
Just rinse and repeat, going to work, doing this, doing that. And it's
30, 40 years of that, you're going to be a fucking hard fucking guy, bro.
Probably some issues that
you've never dealt with, and that you've never brought out, and that you end up being the guy, and this is a lot of men, by the way, that will end up crying randomly in the middle of a movie. Or like big guys will have like these weird moments where they just start crying all of a sudden. They're like, no, man, I'm good. Oh, fucking good, dude. No, I'm good, bro. No, I'm serious, bro.
I do get what you're saying.
And that is the callus. Now that callus needs to be burned off before being accepted back.
Yeah, it's kind of like alchemy. You got to burn off the kind of negative aspects of yourself and replace it with something more positive.
Well, there's nothing to replace when you're already perfect, because you're already part of perfection. So what you have to do is burn off everything that you put on top of perfection.
Say that again. Sorry.
So let's go. I'll break it down. Your soul is made from God. God, the creator source, perfection. You, in essence, are a piece of perfection living within a meat sack that's only transmuting and transmitting information from the source that you are created from, i.e., your spark of divine creation. If you believe in this. Right. And so if that's the case, then anything that you're doing here is only adding negativity onto the thing that is perfect. And the only way to get anything out of it is to clean off the thing that you got dirty. And through the cleansing process, you find the cleanliness of what you had in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, like it kind of goes back to what I was saying. This is kind of like a training ground. I feel like kind of get rid of your ego.
I'm agreeing. I'm just agreeing. I'm just taking it to another step for you.
Yeah, but like it's a training ground. It's like it'd be wise to get rid of your ego and pride and certain vices, this, that, and the third, and become more aware of your higher self and like the Christ within, basically.
Once again, remember the tikkun olam, your earthly work, the thing that most likely comes around to your life and has been told to you many, many times that you always shrug off, that ends up being the callus in your life that you have to burn off before you go home. Whereas, instead of having that callus, you can learn techniques and skills in which you can use pumice stones, salt, and honey, and have really soft feet, even though you walk a very rough surface.
That's a nice analogy.
It's better to be a warrior within a garden than a gardener within a war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes a lot to be a warrior.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to be a great gardener as well, though. So.
Yeah.
Nothing against the man who wants to be a symphony conductor.
Yeah.
Some people like being symphony conductors. Some people, there's a great story about a man who comes to a town, and he is told that in this town, everybody lives for free, but everybody must have a job. Now, this is a very, very good-looking guy, mid-30s, not married, and has a great tonality to himself, easily be on the radio, whatever, right? And they're like, okay, so here in our place, we have this job board, and these are the jobs that we have right now that are up on the job board. News anchor. And he goes, I'll try it. So he does it for a couple of weeks, and he comes, back to the council, and they're like, news anchor. And he's like, I don't really like it. In the morning, and then having to go all the way over there. It's like 5, 6, and then I'm on the news by 8 or 9, and then I'm super tired by like 10 or 11. Dude, I want to go to sleep, bro. And then I got to wake up, the thing, and I still have to do extra stuff. And I really don't like the job. I'm like, okay. Well, let's look through our things. Oh, wait, we need a mayor. Be a great mayor. And he goes, I'll try it out. And he goes, he does it for a couple weeks, goes back to the council. They're like, mayor? And he's like, it's too much for me, bro. There's too many people calling me all day long, asking me for things that I really, honestly, it's not that I don't like the city and not that I don't like the people, but it's just so heavy for me to have people calling me at 2 a.m. about, all these kind of crazy things. And it's just not for me. It's not for me. Okay. This happens for weeks. Can't find a job. And the city is starting to fucking feel really bad for themselves and for him, because they are known to be the city where everybody finds the thing that they love to do. And he's, upset, and they're upset. And one day, as he's walking through the park, he sees a quarry. And it's an unfinished quarry. Without asking anybody, without anybody asking him, he just starts picking up rocks and moving them and starts doing a thing. And this just goes on. And the people in the town aren't asking any questions because the guy's doing something every day.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was moving rocks from, literally, it looked like moving rocks from over here and then just moving them over there. That's all this guy was doing. People were like, what the fuck are you doing? That's all he's doing is moving rocks. But by the end of like 3 months, the guy had created this garden and created a small stream and created a small pond with goldfish that he had brought from another lake. And before he was done, this place, the park that hadn't been finished because it had been abandoned, the project had just been someone walked away from it. He ended up making this amazing location where everybody in the town wanted to go and visit and spend time looking at the koi fish and being it's funny. I think part of the story is that the perception of what other people think of you because of what they see of you is what they believe you are, whereas the truth is that you just need to be yourself and be interested in being interested in the world around you and being grateful for wherever you are in the moment, and then allowing those things to flourish as they should. In the same way of like being on a path, like a forest, and you're just walking down the forest path, and somewhere along the forest path you see a beautiful flower, and you get to take that moment to smell it. You don't break it off. You don't want to kill the flower, but you take the moment to smell it, and then you move on. Right, you don't get stuck on the flower.
You see a cat outside, you pet it, a dog or something, keep it moving.
Yeah, man.
But getting back to like the whole prophecy thing that night that happened.
I'm waiting on you. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, I remember that night. It was like something took control of me and was like, there is no God, there is no God. I am a God, and I am speaking for the gods. For your lies you shall fall, for your lies you shall fall. Since you have lied, you shall fall. It's time to pay the price for what you are doing to these people.
Who said that? You said this to you?
I said this like on the phone, like as they was recording me.
To who?
The Katie and Kyle and their friend was on the phone. Brittany.
Say those words again, please, if you don't mind.
There is no God, there is no God. I am a God, and I am speaking for the gods. For your lies you shall fall, for your lies you shall fall. Since you have lied, you shall fall. It's time to pay the price for what you are doing to these people.
Who is doing what to these people?
I'm not surely sure.
Who were you expressing yourself? So you're expressing yourself to some kind of higher source, being, energy, entity, group here that seems to be lying to the rest of us about what is absolutely really happening here. And we are soon to find out anyways because of AI and artificial intelligence and all the stuff that's happening. And question for you.
Yes.
Is space and time not real? Or is that inside of a video game?
I feel like time's an illusion.
Okay.
Like I mean, I think some realm outside this place, there is no time. It's timeless.
Well, I could agree with you, but when you say outside of this place, I ask again, does that mean outside of the 14.5 billion light years that we know of as what we think of as being our reality that we live within?
Yes.
And so if that's the case, then what you're saying is, hold on, bear with me. There's a computer out there that has created not only the 14.5 billion light years of what we believe to be mathematical calculations that we would be able to use scientifically, that we could use technologically, so that we could advance, so that we could see that the code that we're looking at is fake. It would have to be in the code for us to be able to do what I just said. Has to be. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to live within it the way that we're living.
Yeah.
Because of technology and what it's doing. It just makes sense that that's part of the code. And the other part of the code would mean that they also built 8 billion lives that would run. Let's say out of those lives, half can be NPC characters that are not real. Right? Like, normal. I go to work. Very simple thinking, simple-minded people, whereas then there's other mathematical computers added to somebody like an Einstein or a Tesla or I don't know, whoever they want to beef up, make it a little warmer.
I feel like I don't know.
Get the chemical juices going deeper on this little, beaker called, Elon Musk. Let's burn this one up a little bit. It'll fire faster and therefore it'll make more chemical reactions around it. I'm not kidding. My question though is, does that mean that space is not real? And if that means that space is not real, then anything that we've been building and creating over time, it goes against the first idea of it being technology being something that helps us get towards the thing. I'll explain why in a second, right? Because if technology is the thing that helps us reach our understanding of being able to become conscious light, where I no longer am within space and time because I'm able to take my consciousness, place it within some kind of machine that is able to travel at the speed of light, even if that means that my consciousness as a form of information gets transferred at the speed of light. Still the same thing. Then, at that point, I am a quote-unquote God, creator, source, because through light and thought, I create. So then I ask again, does that mean the moon's not real? The sun's not real? Space and time is not real? And bear with me. When I say not real, I don't mean it's inside of a hologram that we're living within. Within that hologram, is it real?
Yes,
and if it's
I do
right,
believe the sun and the moon, they definitely affect your body in certain things that go inside your body.
I don't know. Are you talking about like sun, moon, representation of water, body, 80% water, moon, tides, so on and so forth?
Somewhat.
Yeah,
Like
totally disagree.
I feel like they do things.
We're starting to get in. We're starting to get into astrology realm.
Yeah.
And astrology realm is absolute bullshit. So, and how do I explain? Like, and not to be disrespectful to those who love astrology, but if you want to, look, it goes like this. Two things, real fast. Chase, if you got 100 people that were all born in the exact same hospital on the August 27th, 1976 at 7:30 in the morning, not one of them are going to be the same person.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Done. And they're all Virgos, and they're all reading the same horoscope. So that kills horoscope in one. The other one is anthropomorphization of stars to create characterizations of ideas so that we can understand different parts of our year, which is what horoscopes are. And even if those horoscopes land within the precession of the 21,600 multiplied times 2 is 4,800,000, which is the circumference of the planet, blah blah blah, all that information that people like to go with, and the pyramids and the sun. I'm going with it, bro. Let's go. One is science, which deals with math, which deals with very simple Pythagorean theorems, very easy shit to go with. We're fucking the basis of fucking math and science, right? And then the other one veers into emotional, not spiritual. What sometimes spiritual is emotional, but it doesn't get into true science. For instance, Saturn in retrograde. Retrograde only means that it's on the other side. Huh. So it doesn't mean. So when someone's like, oh my God, because it's on the other side, my life is turned to shit. No, it hasn't, bro. Your life isn't doing anything because of a planet that's fucking billions of miles away from you.
I feel like
A-
some people
Hold
do.
on, I got one last one. I got one last one. If you look at any one of the astrological emblems, Virgo, Taurus, any of them, they're looked at on a flat plane surface ideology. And so if you look at, say, Virgo, the woman with a sheet of wheat, which is what it is, she's supposed to represent Bethlehem, because she's a Bethlehem. She's holding bread. She's the house of bread, Bethlehem. So, which is how that comes to be, by the way. And Virgin, Virgo, Virgin Mary, birth, Bethlehem. I'm not, I don't kill the messenger. But nonetheless, the idea of looking up at the stars and seeing this character, you have to think, now we know that those, I don't know if you've seen this, those images that have strings that come down, that whenever you turn the image, it looks like it's all fucking weird, but then you look at it from the right angle and all of a sudden it's a face.
Yeah.
Bro, that's astrology. But with stars.
I get what you're saying.
Because all the stars are at different points and different things throughout the 13.5 billion light years that we are looking up at, seeing a flat surface. But they're not all on one plane making Virgo. No, dude, it's like one planet here, or another way out here, another one closer, another one, and those are all dots of light that we have then gone, oh, let's tie all these together. And then we're saying that all of a sudden that is Virgo and that affects our lives. How? How do light sources, just bear with me, how do sunlight sources that have nothing to do with each other, that are in separate fucking quadrants of the universe, massively separate different quadrants? Like, I'm talking by layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of planets and universe, suns that it's passing by that we don't see because we only see that light source. Are you getting with me here?
Yeah, I hear you.
There's lots of time and space between all of those light sources for something to coalesce together to create a character called Virgo, Pisces, whatever, that creates a character that somehow, through space and time on a massive fucking weird level, remember we're doing the string thing? that has an effect on your life. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's the same thing. Hold on. Because these are scientific proof. This is proof. It's the same thing as saying, like, those salt rocks that have lights inside of them are going to create positive energy for your house. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. Sorry. How do I know
get what you're saying, dude.
The science has been done on it. The science has been done on it. You would need to have it actually work in the way that they're selling it to you. A rock the size of a car, swear to God, and a heat source, a light or lamp that would be the equivalent of 3 ovens. And then the rock will start to heat up, and then the crystalline formats start to vibrate, and that's what creates the ionic field.
Sounds like you can cook on it.
You could. And the cheaper version of that, by the way, is a small little box that's about this big that you plug into your fucking wall that makes an ionic charge. But people will sell you some shit and give you some stupid ideology behind it because they want you to buy something that's not real, that they have been sold into. Just like those who believe that they are psychic, just like those who believe in tarot card readings. Why? Because they have been shown a form of a trick that works and seems to work repeatedly. And so they are then taught the same words and understanding of cards that give you a representation of certain things. And then the person comes to you and you then throw cards out that they've put their energy into. And by asking them questions and throwing down these cards, which you understand to be certain meaningful things, you are then able to convey a message of, oh, it looks like you have 10 of spades. 10 of spades usually means that there are many negative things in your life that are very heavy that you're carrying around with you. Look at the picture. It's a man with many swords on his back carrying them. Do you feel like you have a lot of weight in your life? Oh my God, I do. And as a matter of fact, the number 10 is so crazy. You mentioned 10. I have 10 children. The fuck? It doesn't matter. The point is, there's been two major psychiatric studies done on this. One is Milgram, and the other one is Forer, I believe. The second test was where this psychologist had a class. He brought people in. He said, I'm going to give you your horoscope. Please write down your name, your date of birth, and where you were born and at what time. And tomorrow, it's going to take me a minute because I have to do it for everybody in the class. But tomorrow, I will give everybody their own individual horoscope. And so the next day, they all come to class, and he gives them a horoscope that has 13 statements on it about them. Each person gets 13 statements. And they all have a thing with the closed envelope, their name, and with their horoscope, so they know it's theirs. Mm-hmm. And so he comes to school, everybody comes to school, and everybody gets their test with their name on it, with their original paper on the inside, so they know that it's theirs, right? So he goes, okay, before we do anything, guys, here's your things. Please, everybody take that out. You'll see your original piece of paper, you'll see your horoscope, and then you'll also see another piece of paper in there that asks you some questions about how close these 13 statements are to you. No problem. Everybody reads it. One girl starts crying. Another girl's laughing. Another guy in the act. Can't fucking believe this, bro. It's crazy, bro. And all these different reactions. Everybody writes down. And this is true. Out of the entirety group, 70 or 70 some odd percent believe that what they read was absolutely about them. Period. He goes, great. Now what I need you to do is keep your two original pieces of paper, the three original pieces of paper, which is your date of birth, your answers, and then pass the horoscope that you received to the left. So everybody takes their original stuff, but they keep the horoscope that they got and gave it to the next person to the left. And everybody starts reading. And everybody gets confused very quickly. And the reason why is because it's the same 13 statements.
Yes, I feel like I've seen something about that before. Like how horoscopes sometimes can be really vague and can apply to.
Right, and so this test was based on that, and that's the actual test it comes from. And he does this, over and over again to prove that it's just without a shadow of a doubt, it's what we're doing here. And it's simple statements like, Chase, from this conversation, just between you and me, man, you seem like you're the kind of guy who likes to be by himself and likes to you're a bit introverted. But there are totally times when you're the kind of guy who will jump up on stage and do karaoke. Right? See?
I don't know about karaoke, but maybe.
But you know what I mean? If you had to, if somebody challenged you, you'd do something crazy, something that normally those who are introverted would be like, oh, I don't know. You're the kind of guy who might just go for it. I just gave you one. That's one of the lines, by the way. Yeah. And what they are contradictory lines that don't sound contradictory.
Oh yeah.
That's all they are. And so then that way, whoever's listening to it can go, oh, yeah, that is me. And then if they don't use that technique, they use another one, which is called the yes, and no, but. So, Chase, correct me if I'm wrong. Do me a favor, and I want you to look right now. Roll up your pants. If you're not wearing pants, you're wearing shorts. Look on your left knee.
Oh shit! I don't know if I can pull my pants up that high.
I mean, pull them down, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. The point is that if you look on your left knee, you're gonna find a scar on your left knee.
Oh shit! Most likely, if I can get to it.
But it's there, right? But you don't have one on the right one.
I probably got scarred up both knees.
Well, check, because I'm pretty sure you have a hard scar on the left, but not on the right.
I see a little scar on my left.
Do you see one on your right?
Hold on. Oh shit.
This is a silly.
I got a bigger one on my right.
Oh, okay. So then you see what happened here, Chase? What happened was that I was feeling the energy, but I got a little confused, and my left and my right got. You know what it is? The camera. I don't know if you've noticed this whole time. I've been doing this thing with the left. That's what's going on. So the energy came into me incorrectly, but I knew that you had a scar on your knee. Did I not? Isn't that weird?
I feel like I've seen these techniques before, like on TV shows and stuff.
Right, but what I'm trying to get at is
TV shows like
they're explainer techniques for a reason, because they help you understand the type of manipulation that you're dealing with.
Oh,
not that they're going to come up to you and be like, "Oh, Chase, you have a scratch on your knee." Like, fucking guy psychic who does that, go fuck yourself. Come on, immediately, right? So. That's not what they're going to do, but they'll use this style of technique to gain your trust. Once they've gained your trust, look, dude, how many people are psychic that live on the side of the road at a sign that in front of their house that says psychic? And when you walk into that house or you walk into that business, it looks like a freaking massage parlor. Like, 50 cents, I give you $50, I give you horoscope and a wacky job, like fucking crazy shit, like when you walk in there, right? And then when you actually listen, there's a kid in the background playing video games because they live in the building.
I don't think
because they find loopholes. They find loopholes in the laws. They're gypsies, bro. But that's not the point. Why are so many psychics poor?
Say that again. Why
are psychics poor?
Poor?
Psychics charge $20 for a tarot card reading.
I don't know.
If you had any kind of psychic ability, real shit, where you knew something about people or you had the energy or understanding about other people, even if it was only in the moment or even a minute before it happened.
Yeah, you probably capitalize on that and make quite a bit of money.
You wouldn't be doing $20 fucking tarot card reading.
Understand.
Sorry. And then there's going to be that one person who's like, well, no, you have to understand that that's not the way that I do it because I'm doing it from my heart. I don't really care about money. Then don't charge me $20, bitch.
I don't know too much about the tarot card.
I'm just saying.
Game. But I get what you're saying. Like, I feel like I've seen some of these on, like, late night call shows.
Yeah, bro, because it's the truth of what is. It's the same thing as, like, when you go find 3-card Monte on the street, and there's, like, one person winning all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden you try it, and then you lose. But then that guy does it again, and he wins. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's because that guy's meant to win. So that other people like you who just put $100 and lost find that guy wins and you lose and you're wondering why that guy wins and you try again and you lose another one. You're like, fuck this, I'm out. But they just have $200 of your money and they're still fucking playing.
The scheme.
It's the same as like, hi, my name is Ty Lopez and I don't want you to look at my motorcycle. My Lamborghini. I want you to look at my books because I'm full of knowledge.
But
And then if you look at any of his businesses, if you look at any of his businesses, every single one of his businesses is him being a third-party vendor to somebody else. Swear. Go look at it. He has nothing original for himself. He only uses everybody else's stuff that works. But why recreate the wheel? The guy's not stupid, first of all. Ty Lopez ain't stupid. He made a lot of money. Spent a lot of money on advertising in 1 month to get super popular with a video that went super viral, that went into the zeitgeist of the consciousness.
I'm not sure who he is.
Hold, please. You know this guy, dude. He spent so much money on advertising. It's Ty Lopez here in my garage. This is one of the most famous, like, advertising campaigns on Facebook. On YouTube. I think it's one of the biggest ones ever. It's right here. It's 8 years ago. Oh, I hope your sound doesn't cut out. Fuck me.
Still here.
You're in my garage. Just bought this new Lamborghini here. Fun to drive up here in the
Okay,
Hollywood
I feel like I've
Hills.
seen this guy before. Yeah.
Material things, knowledge. In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett
I have
says.
seen this guy.
The more you learn, the more.
All right. This video, right, it has 71 million views. Now, you have to understand that 30 million of those views he paid for. And they came in the first 30 days of this video being put up. So he was paying for 1 million views a day. But what did he gain out of it? He's got 2.2 million subscribers. His videos alone, we're just talking about videos on Facebook. We're not talking about anything, on YouTube. We're not talking about anything else monetizably, blah, 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 blahs, right? We're just talking about his website.
So welcome to today's
just off
episode
of YouTube.
of the Ty Lopez Show. We're looking for the good life.
So,
how do you live the good life?
Right? And he's going, now he has his own podcast. Not only does that, every single one of his videos are getting low end, not great, 10,000 views, 10,000 views, 15,000 views, 10,000 views, 100,000 views. Not a lot of views, right? But it's in finance. His content's in finance. So that means that the CPM that he's going to get is going to be higher based, because he's talking about financial ideas. Mm-hmm. He's also very popular, so he'll get a sponsor that will come in, and usually those sponsors will give a very high-end CPM of like $10, $15 per 1,000.
Okay.
So let's do a low end of $20 per CPM per 1,000, and he has 200,000 views. He just made $20,000 on a video. Not a lot of money. But if you constantly put out content, and then all of a sudden you start now putting out a podcast, which allows you to have content come out more often, quicker, faster, because what is a content? What are we doing right now? Right? Where I'm creating a shit ton of content by just having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And how do I do that? I will, at the end, take this video at some point or another, put it into my machine, and get 10 pieces of short form content that I'm going to now distribute on TikTok and on YouTube and on Facebook and on Reels, so that other people will find just 1 minute of the video, and then they'll want to see the whole thing, and then they'll come and watch the entire show. But I don't need them to. You see what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. It's not about asking them to see the entire video. You only need them to see the 1 minute. Because if they get hooked on the 1 minute and they get hooked on the ideology, they'll get hooked on all of it. And then they're going to want to stay within your world and stay within your orbit. And then that means that's a like and a follow.
Yeah.
And that means that whenever you do put out content, they will be there to receive it.
Yeah. I get it.
All right, let's get back to the aliens and going back to, because you haven't answered my question from earlier.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Is space fake? So, in other words, have we not landed on the moon? Have we not sent satellites out into the universe? And if we have, are these aliens looking at us and they have some kind of 3D cube in front of them and they can zoom in on us within their created machine and zoom in even more than that, and they can get into Earth and then zoom in even further than that and they get into any one person life?
I feel like they're monitoring us as a whole, so to speak.
No. Yeah,
like
speak on that.
They're monitoring, supervising us, see what we do, how do we do. And at points they can't intervene or interface with us and just watch us on our evolutionary path, so to speak. I don't think we landed on the moon. That's a deep rabbit hole right there. No, I don't think we did that.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So which one of the times did we not land?
I don't think we landed on it at all.
So we've never been on the moon once?
No.
Explain the laser mirror that is on the moon that they use today in 5 different universities that are creating laser-based information transponders and receivers.
I don't know much. I don't know about that.
I just gave you the information. I just gave it to you. That is the information.
I would have to educate myself more on that subject.
So my question is, because this is a new form of technology that's being built right now, it's being built based on the fact that we have a mirror on the moon that we are able to shoot a laser at, and that laser is able to shoot right back, and we're able to take information and send it as a beam of light, and then receive that beam of light somewhere else on the Earth. And they're using that to send information instead of radio wavelengths, because radio wavelengths over time, not only do they move like this, just like light sources do, but they also move like this over time. Wavelengths pattern out like this, where light sources stay in one form, which is why we would rather use a laser, because you can pack much more information into the light source than you can into a wavelength of sound. And you can also direct it and have it go to one location faster. So my question is, if we didn't land on the moon, how did the laser get there? I mean, how did okay, that's one.
I'll have to educate myself more on that.
All right. Are you a flat earther, 100?
I lean towards that way. Just by my revelation and the dreams I had. And things I
right. Well, no, I would be too, motherfucker. Shit. I had dreams about flat earth with aliens and shit, and I'm looking down at the earth and it's flat and it looks like a video game. I'm like, yo, bitches, we ain't fucking on around shit. Straight up. That's what I would say. So, how do you correlate the fact that we are living with everything around us as circular? And once again, we're dealing with scientific mathematical principles. If I take a drop of water and I let it go inside of a vacuum space, it turns into a circle. It doesn't turn into a flat space. It doesn't go, it goes immediately. And this is inside of a vacuum. So, and that's just like in space. So, but we don't believe in space. But even so, if I put myself into a centrifugal force and I put myself on a plane and I'm up in the air for 30 seconds and I'm floating, which is real. You can't say that's not real. And I put a drop of water, it does not go flat. It immediately goes circular. All planets around me are circular. all atoms, from what we understand, work in a circular pattern, mathematical and or magnetic style field. Everything we know around us is circular. Even the mathematical, like I said, even the torus rodent field, which is this thing that shows this magnetic energy around things. Like if you were to take magnet shavings and then throw it towards a speaker, and you have a piece of plastic in front of that, it shows you the actual magnetic field, right? And then if you take that and you put it into a three-dimensional pattern, it shows you the magnetic field is a rotunda. It's circular, like a donut. And it has two donuts, if you will. One where it's flat and one where it's whole as a circle, and one where it's flat and one where it's whole as whole as a circle. But that flat state is not actually it flat. It's just the flattening of the circle into a state of nothingness back into creating a circle again. There is no quote unquote state of flatness. It is a state of non-beingness, if that makes sense. Within the rodent torus field of energy, what we understand, what we see, what we can look at, what we can mathematically, because I can't use one form of science and math and then deny the science and math on another level, which is what a lot of flat earthers want to do. Well, I'll use your math and your science, but only when it fits my fucking circle. It's like, oh, go fuck yourself, bro. It either fits or it doesn't fit. Period. Like there was a really good documentary that came out 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was, and it was brought by fucking flat earthers. They spent $25,000 on a fucking laser guided gyroscope. And when they did it, they found the 15 degrees. They didn't like that answer. So they took the same thing and put inside of a vacuum. Found the same 15 fucking degrees. They got pissed off and did it again. This is in the documentary, bro. By the way, that's what killed flat earth for me, hardcore, right there. Destroyed flat earth for me right there. And not because of the fact that science worked and proved them wrong, the fact that they wouldn't accept. The fact that they wouldn't be like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah, you're right. Fuck, we're not on a flat earth. Yeah. But no, I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier. When we were talking about Adam and the prior moment of being here and that moment of being in between that flat surface. Mm-hmm. I want to play with you here. Okay. Play. When looking at an image, for instance, if you were to take a piece of paper and cut out exact perfect square at intervals that are square, right? Until you have nothing but a fence of paper. Okay? Yeah. And you were to grab the four ends and tip them together and put a light bulb on the inside of it, you'll get a flat grid on the ground.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you take a paper, fold it, have a light bulb in the center of it.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It might take me a second here, but this image is absolutely the answer to what we're talking about, so that I can show you. And it's trying to explain the idea of dimensional space and the idea of what it would look like to us, or what it would look like for a two-dimensional figure having a three-dimensional figure enter its world. They wouldn't be able to see but one line of that figure at a time.
Yeah, 'cause my dream, like with aliens, it was like I was above the stars and stuff, looking down on.
Yeah, no, but what I'm talking about is in the sense of like, let's pretend you were Mario,
Mhm.
and I'm a three-dimensional figure that's going to enter your world.
Mhm.
You will never see any more than a slice of me.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, to a degree.
Well, you can only see a slice of me. You can't see all of me because you're
Yeah.
two-dimensional. To see the whole of me, you would have to be able to see me three-dimensionally, but I'm not two-dimensional. You can make a two-dimensional drawing that's three-dimensional, but that doesn't make it three-dimensional. It's still a two-dimensional drawing.
Yeah.
Pull it off the page, clear out the background, turn it at a different angle. It's no longer the thing anymore.
Yeah. I get what you're
Right?
saying. Yeah.
Right? Because we're looking at a two-dimensional object or a three-dimensional object on a two-dimensional plane. So if I take a three-dimensional object and try to put it into a two-dimensional plane, it will only be a line to the two-dimensional object.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, now same process of thinking. If I'm a three-dimensional object, which is what we are,
Mhm.
and a four-dimensional object tries to enter my space and time, I will only be able to see one line of the four-dimensional object, which is three-dimensional. Which is three-dimensional to me. It might look like a tube.
Huh.
There you go.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful image, and it gives across the idea of what we're talking about here.
Yeah, that
It's a
is very.
three-dimensional image being lit up gives you a two-dimensional service.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. And so this is why I'm asking you to bear with me as we play in this realm of is it a flat Earth or not? How do we not know it's not more than just a flat Earth? If we go a step above this, you're into hologram.
Yeah.
Think about that three-dimensional space object that we were looking at a second ago, right? Here, I'll go back to it so you can understand what I'm trying to freak out about right now. If you see this object, think of the square itself, okay?
Mhm.
And now take that and start to create a three-dimensional cube where those lines are. Which means that what you would be doing is grabbing a bunch of these circles and layering them on top of each other with light coming in through the top that would then give you an image that would give you the layers of, do you get it? And now, and that just explained very, very tersely the 9 levels of the Sefirot, or the 9 levels of the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Tree of Life and you see this image, which is very well known, and you think of each one of these, what are called the Sefirot, any one of these dots, as we were just showing this dot to be, which is this dot here, each one of those dots creates a flat surface, but that when you grab all of those flat surfaces and look at them from a bottom-up approach, you then get something that looks like give me a second. Which, in essence, this is great. This is actually kind of cool. In essence, it's creating this right here, which is a hologram Pepper's ghost illusion is what this is. I don't want to lie to you. So what is it? So basically, there's a piece of glass at one angle, another piece of glass at another angle, another piece of glass at another angle. This is see-through glass. So it's like a double-way pane mirror glass. On the inside, it just is one. On the inside, it's a video getting shot from the bottom or from the back, and then that's getting shown over and over again. And so what you get is an image that looks three-dimensional floating around inside the box.
Okay, that's interesting.
You can make one of these. You can make one of these at home today if you want to. Really easy, super easy. Hold on. So what I just wrote was 3D hologram with phone how to. And so what you're going to do, and this is it right here, you're just going to grab a piece of plastic that's see-through, like a thick style cellophane, but like so as you can see, what she did there was she grabbed some pieces of plastic.
Okay.
And she made these flat. It has a flat bottom and a flat top. Yeah, just like that. It looks like a little pyramid, but instead the pyramid's cut off at the top. You can see right there. She makes 4 of those, puts the tape together, and then flips it over so that the wide pieces are on the top, and the non-wide pieces are at the bottom. And then you find there's videos like just 3D hologram phone videos if you just look it up.
That's pretty cool.
And then you can find them all over the internet. There you go, like this one. And so you can then just click on that, put your little piece of plastic down, and then you have a 3D hologram Pepper's Ghost Illusion on your phone that you can make at home, and it looks something like this even.
Yeah.
And this guy was smart. This is even easier. All he did, this is really smart actually. This guy just grabbed a bottle of Coca-Cola, cut off the top, cut off and then using that with the image, puts that in. You don't have to make no hard nothing right there. 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it is fun. Yeah, they are fun little projectors that you can play with. And like here's another one made another one here. This guy made this version. Let's look at this real quick. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, so he's projecting from the top down. He's got a 45-degree angle right here. And the image is coming from the top down, which is why he could put his hand behind it, because it's a piece of see-through plastic. Yeah, so that's how he's doing that. And that's how you could do that, to easily make that. Yeah. So where were we? We never got the answer of, what I was asking was, or what I was saying was, like, is this flat Earth not flat, but is flat all at the same time? How? Because of these circles that we're talking about?
Could be.
And maybe all these circles are actually one big circle inside of a circle.
Could be.
That's being lit up by the essence of creation, and that's creating an image on the ground that aliens are playing a video game over, like Monopoly.
Could be. Yes. You just kind of. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that one. But yeah, I'd just go with the flat because that's what I was showing in my dreams, basically.
Yeah, it reminds me of like one of these. Like it reminds me of a couple different things. Have you ever seen the Star Wars chess set? I mean, the Star Trek chess set?
I don't think so.
So it reminds me of this. But it also reminds me of so it reminds me of like two things. Like so this is one of them. It's a very famous chess set that's played on Star Trek. I'm a nerd. But it's super cool looking. And it looks like this. 3D chess.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Super weird. But then it reminds me of like a hologram cube like this. So I think to myself, like, or like one of these, you know, has like a little image on the inside that's when you look at it, it's flat. But if you look at it, it's not flat from any other angle.
Yeah.
Right. Very much like Plato's allegory of the cave. We're just seeing the shadows reflected on the ground.
Yeah.
From what's really happening. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Some deep, deep, deep shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like some pretty intense stuff we're talking about when you say it, like when we're going in that direction.
Oh yeah.
The way that we're talking about it, because I understand when people say that the firmament and that's the way it's written in the Bible, and but once again, if you really get technical on the words, the firmament is the separation of that which is physical and non-physical. But then again, if we're going into what we're talking about with these circles giving a light reflection of flat, and you add lots of circles together and you put a lot of flats together, you start creating a hologram square, and all of the light interacts with all of the other light because it's light.
Yeah.
What if the earth is flat, but in a spiritual world, not here? And then, and what I mean by that is that in essence, like in what we're seeing, right? What we're seeing is the reflection of a circle with light in it. Maybe that's what we're receiving when people are talking about flat earth and all this idea, is that it's somehow or another transmuting or transmitting some kind of energy or idea of understanding that the earth, or it's not that we're living on a flat earth, but that the earth is flat, like in a literal, almost emotional sense. Like it's fake. It's flat, guys. Earth's not real, guys. The real stuff's out here, guys. And you're way stuck in the third dimension, guys. We're over here in fifth dimension land, guys. Because there is no fourth dimension that you have to deal with because you go straight to the fifth. I don't know if you know that. Matter and time. Time and space. Yeah, it's matter, time, space. So once you hit time, you go out of space. You're no longer within the, because once you're, so a lot of people would like to believe that, like, for instance, like a really good one is Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
That the timeline would work the way that the timeline does in the movie, but it doesn't. So, for instance, Marty McFly goes back to 1955. Doc shows this on a like the simplest shit when he shows it on a chalkboard, and he goes, "Here you are, and you went backwards and now
Maybe
you
this
have to
now,
come back, right? When you come back, but the thing is, when he comes back, he's coming back to a timeline that has time travel, which before that timeline that he was in didn't have time travel. So he's now on a new timeline. He's not on the original timeline. And you can never go back to the original timeline no matter how many times you try, because prior to the timeline you were in, there was no time travel.
Yeah.
So
Good movie though.
this,
But
wait, hold on, but this will fuck you up. This will fuck you up. This is why they changed the girl.
that's it.
His girlfriend.
Yeah. Marty's
That's why
girlfriend.
that's why they changed her.
Okay.
Because he's not in the real timeline anymore. The original timeline,
Ooh.
his mom and dad were not cool.
I get what you're saying now.
He switched timelines.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And because he switched timelines, his girlfriend's different. And if you watch the original to the second, in the second one, he doesn't know who she is. And he's like, Jennifer? He just like that. It's a super, for people who are like really hardcore, like, if you watch it, you're going to be very surprised to understand. Now, there's a fuck up within that timeline, which is Biff Tannen. Unfortunately, in the second movie, Biff has the future where he owns everything, and the mom got fake boobs, and
Yeah. I remember that.
Where is it that it breaks off that it's wrong? Oh, fuck. Somewhere.
It's been a while since I watched.
I was just watching a bunch of this crazy stuff, but basically, when he comes back from that timeline, he's now on a third version of the line that we go in, which is with the girl that's the second girl. So if we have an A, a B, and a C world, he's now in C world, but he actually isn't in C world. When he comes back, he goes to B world. So it fucks it up in the sense of like, if you're going to follow the right trajectory of everything that we just talked about was totally right because they changed the girl. But then they fuck it up in the next movie. So, or in that same next movie. So it doesn't work. But everybody would like to believe that time travel works in that manner, where it's like, oh, I can go back and then come back to. You can't. Once you change that timeline, you're creating an entirety of a new timeline within the hologram.
Okay.
Mind you, a hologram that is never ending and can go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever in all directions because it was created by the creator. And so it doesn't matter what you create. Once again, while we're here, we can be anything and do anything we want. So, but while we're there, we can't because we're in a state of, that's what you're in. When you're with God, you're in a state of, because there's not to be anything else. Because that's the state of everything. Everything vibrates. Nothing changes. I mean, everything always changes. But the vibration is always a core. It's one of the foundations and principles of life. Life must move.
Yeah.
Sharks, if they don't keep moving, they die. That kind of stuff.
In a small tank, they won't, they'll limit themselves.
Exactly. So, where were we? We're back to your the blood moon tetrad.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. We feel like we went through several different rabbit holes, but
I'm with you, bro. I'm here, bro. I will tie all this shit together like you don't know in a minute.
But yeah. Shit. Hold on. Let me grab my. All right. The blood moon.
All right, so the question at the beginning of all this was blood tetrad. The blood tetrad moon. What does it mean?
Blood moons. Certain.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't remember the exact definition, but it was.
I know what you're talking about. Okay. right, and this comes down to a Jewish text that's talking about different parts of the time within Judaism of allowing and not allowing the harvesting of Israel. I believe that's what you're talking about.
I can't exactly remember. I was talking about the tetrad where it's the 4 blood moons between 2014 2015.
I'm going to look it up and see if I'm right. Hold on. So the blood moon connection to...
It might have. I can't fully remember.
For sure.
What is it, like 50 or 70 years or something like that? Or
Yeah. The claim of the blood moon being a sign of the beginning and the end of the end of times originates in the book of Joel, where it is written, "The sun will turn into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Lord comes." This prophecy repeated by Peter during the Pentecost is stated in Acts. So, but where does that come from, right? So, I believe, let's find out. All right. This comes from the Chabad website, which is like the Jews. This is what you would consider to be the Jews that are what I call modern Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
They're very stringent, but they're not fucking crazy people. Like, they're beautifully, most of the time, very beautiful, very good people who are just following the law of God as they know it, you know? So here's the blood moons, a lunar eclipse in the 15th of Av, which is the Tisha B'Av. So this Friday is Tisha B'Av, said to be the happiest day on the Jewish calendar. Oddly enough, I read that on that night, there will not only will there be a lunar eclipse, but in some parts of the world, mainly Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, stargazers will see the longest total lunar eclipse of the 21st century, also known as the blood moon. Does this have any significance? Is there something to worry about? Blah, blah, blah. In describing future events, the prophet Joel foretells that God will set wonders in the heavens and the earth, blood, fire, and the pillars of smoke. The sun will turn to darkness and the moon blood before the coming of the great, awesome day of God. There's much discussion in the commentaries, Jewish commentaries, which is why I always go back to Jewish commentaries. No offense to anybody else, but the Jews were first, and they've been talking about this God a lot longer than anybody else. So they probably have a lot more commentary on it than anyone else. And that's all the only reason I go back to the Jews. So no offense to anybody else. And many times when you go to Christian ideology or Muslim ideology, it comes from the Jews. So moving on, not pointing fingers, not being a dick, just saying what is. Let's go in describing future events, right? There's much discussion in the commentaries about the meaning of the prophecy. Many explain it to be allegorical. However, the biblical commentator Rabbi David Kimchi, known as the Radak, from 1160 to 1235, explains that when there is a total eclipse, the moon appears dark. However, when it is only partially covered, it appears red like blood, symbolizing the fall of the wicked. In other words, yes, according to some, a blood moon is indeed an omen, but an omen of the downfall of the wicked. But no offense to this guy who's writing, right? And just to come back to you and me, hello? What is the Revelations, bro? But the downfall of the wicked, buddy. So I'm just, let's go back. I'm with you, bro. I'm so with you right now. Like I'm totally in right now. This is great. Let's find out more. Okay, so here
That
we
ties
go.
in with the Antichrist and the Jesus Christ.
Well,
Same.
yeah, well, that's right. Right. So let's go other words. Okay. So a full moon, as you wrote, the eclipse will take place. It's interesting to note that a lunar eclipse or a blood moon can by definition only occur on the 15th day of the Jewish month, i.e., when there is a full moon. Ordinarily, the Talmud tells that a lunar eclipse is considered a bad sign for Jews since we calculate the months according to the lunar cycle. However, a full moon is considered to be a positive sign for the very same reason. In the end, we are reminded of the words of our sages that when Jews perform the will of God, they need not worry about the omens or celestial phenomenons. Thus, the Lord, do not be frightened by the signs of the heavens. Oh, I love this. My friend comes in and says, "Bad moon rising, swamp talk." Fuck yeah, dude. Look at this. Get it? Let it.
Oh
Listen.
shit. Yeah.
I love Corey for that. Thank you, Corey. So the full moon and the 15th of Av. The Lubavitch Rebbe points out an interesting connection between the moon and the 15th of Av. On the one hand, the mystics explain that the underlying significance of the day is that it is the first full moon after the saddest day on the Jewish calendar, the 9th of Av, which marks the destruction of the Holy Temple. Thus, since we calculate the months according to the lunar cycles, and since the Jewish nation is compared to the moon, we celebrate the significant day. And yet, if one thinks about it, the 15th day of the month actually marks the time when the moon starts waning. If we were to take a lesson from the moon at the beginning of the month, it would always be to add in light. But what lesson can we learn from the moon on the 15th of the month when it starts decreasing? To answer this, we must note that there is a difference between the incompleteness of the moon during the time it waxes and the time it wanes. In the first half of the month, when the moon waxes, its incompleteness is a sign that something is still missing in our work to bring light both to ourselves and to the world around us. And once we reach the middle of the month, the full moon is a sign that we have reached our full brightness, both in our own service to God, as well as bringing that light to the world. There is a catch, however. The bigger and brighter a person gets, the more the ego is liable to flourish. We know that true spirituality can only rest in those who are humble of spirit. Thus, once we have reached the middle of the month, it is now time to work on the ego. We don't, heaven forbid, diminish our efforts to make the world a brighter place, but we do work on diminishing our feelings of spiritual superiority and self-importance. So let's tie this all together with your thing and this ideology that we're listening to and reading from, and really I believe that if we're supposed to go along with social consciousness, which is this idea that we all kind of are in this thing together and that we're all on some level knowledgeable of things together, this, like many other times, 2012, 2000, Y2K, is a known kind of entity, ideology, thought process. So change will occur. It's inevitable because we're talking about change.
Yeah.
The question is, what is it that we might be seeing? I think that maybe from this cosmic showing of something, and us being monkey people that go, right? I'm not trying to be rude, but that's what we're doing, right? And we see this moon thing, and we're in the middle of a war in Israel, blah, 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 a lot of shit going on. Something might like go, and everybody might be like, whoa, wait a second. So you never know, right? We don't know. Maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I feel like we're coming to the end of an age. Not like the end times, like
Yeah.
end of an age. Like there's going to be like a great tribulation, trying times on the world, but out of that grows this new age, this new way of being and thinking.
Yeah, I definitely believe that what's happening right now is this. From now till 2030 are going to be some pretty intense years.
Yeah.
In the next couple of years, true general artificial intelligence will come to the table. Because we're almost there. People don't realize it, but we're almost there. The projected ideas was 2050 before we had what we're about to have, which is coming right now in 2030. So we're 20 years ahead of the game, dude. And the advancements that have happened in the last year alone, it's only been 1 year since we've had ChatGPT. 1 year. And look at all the advancements we've had in video, audio, new ways of creating generative content.
Yeah.
Bro.
That shit's
We're about to, if you thought this last year was intense, wait till next year.
Yeah.
And now Tesla just put out its new truck as of yesterday, legally on the road. Put them out. They're there. Bro.
Yeah, great change coming to society.
Fast and quick. So what's going to happen, because this is something that Judaism talks about a lot, is that unfortunately, because of the way that the reflection of the light is here, the people who acquire it first are the ones that created the cage. And so they will manipulate, but the light will always win.
Yeah. The higher will always defeat the lower.
Always going to win. We're always going to win. So there is no taking down. Michael ain't taking down God. Lucifer is not taking down his creator. All he can do is be a whiny child and bitch. And be like a Home Alone style character and put up little things that
traps.
Damn it, kid, you did it again. Okay, you got me. But they're not doing anything. Okay, sir, you're shooting spit wads at me. Whoa, Michael. Whoa. You know what I mean? You're like an annoying fucking mosquito. All right, now I'm done with you. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's an incessant child who hasn't grown up, that's having to deal with trials and tribulations of growing up. We are those trials and tribulations. And when we grow up, so will he. And he will become our Messiah. Because we won't view him the same way anymore.
He'll overcome those negative qualities or something like that?
Because we won't see him the same anymore, because he does not see himself the same anymore, because he has changed. And when he has changed, we all change.
Okay, I think I'm getting what you're saying. That kind of ties in with my thing with the Antichrist and Jesus Christ.
This is why I'm saying. This is why I'm bringing it to you. So that says very, very simply. I told you I was going to tie it together. Very simply, it says we are all the Messiah, be the change that you want to see in the world. What does that mean? That means forcing the hand of Michael, of Satan, the fallen angel, who has control over this planet. All of these things we know. It is forcing Michael's hand against himself, and therefore he has to change. The other way that change comes when Michael changes. And if Michael changes, then this whole world gets fucking flipped upside down, because everything right now is against God. Because of Michael.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So as soon as Michael changes and becomes the Messiah, we all change. But when Michael comes and is ready to make the change, he comes with destruction and anger.
Fuck shit up, basically.
Hence, you're now understanding Revelations.
Yes, yes. I like how you tied that in there.
I do what I can here, folks. That's why I have the show. 3 hours in, it took a minute, but we got there.
Yeah. Antichrist and Jesus Christ, same guy. He just has to overcome his negative qualities to elevate himself.
But isn't that's us getting over our own negative qualities?
Yeah, to a degree, yes. That's could be interpreted.
100%. We are tied to the Messiah as much as the Messiah is tied to us. And the same way is that we accept our free will from God because God gives it to us, but then we either accept or don't accept to either choose God in our lives. Period.
Yeah.
It's the same story, but on another level. But on a fucking another level.
Yeah.
Same story. Same story. Yeah. Listen, I don't mean to do this to you, but I am going to be very late for my Moosey appointment, which is to go to the SPCA and get him his vaccines today, because we are flying to Cancun very soon.
Oh, shit.
So I'm sorry to do this because I've enjoyed. Look. There's not many, Chase, that reach the 3 hour mark. First of all, there's not many, Chase, that if you look, I don't know if you can see it. There's 4 people who have been watching and listening to this the entire time. So if you can't see it, there's people who have been making messages and comments, and they've been watching for 2 to 3 hours.
Well, thank you.
So, yeah, exactly. Hello. So the fact that we have been going this long and that we've been going and talking this long is obviously an interest for everybody else. That's a weird twist. That whole idea of Satan being Messiah is a very weird twist that most people have not heard.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there that they talk about the 6-pointed of Saturn. Have you heard of this? Saturn and the Jews?
6-pointed cube or some shit like that.
Yeah. Have you looked into that stuff? There's another one.
Yes.
There's another one. Bro, you want to do conspiracy theories, bro? We could be here all day long, and I know most of them.
But yeah, I wish we got more about the prophecies and the dreams I had, because I had the ones about the Russia, Iran, and about the Messiah.
I mean, look.
And some of the pictures that I sent to you.
Yeah.
I have them on my Facebook.
We're not. The show isn't over. We're still talking. So okay. Break them down. I'll let you be on camera for a minute. Tell your stories. What do you believe? What are your prophecies for the next bits of what's coming? The stories that you've been told through your dreams, and what are you feeling? So let's go with that. I'll kick off, and let me hear from you.
Okay. Well, I told you about the prophecy I had during the revelation when I was a medium. The others came in dreams. One was about Russia. I'm going to try to say it how I remembered it. It might not be exactly correct. You can look on my Facebook and go through that to see them where I posted. One was about Russia. There's going to be a war and it has something to do with Russia. And as you tell, there's a war going on now with Russia. And one was about Iran. Something's gonna happen with Iran, and it involves a bomb. And if you look into it, they're still trying to pursue nuclear capabilities and creating bombs and stuff like that. One of them was brace yourself. And 3 days later, I believe it was Hurricane Harvey formed. It was one of the most economically destructive hurricane we had. And as 2007 as a whole, when I had that prophecy and delivered that message, 2017 was the worst hurricane season financially we have on record, on the United States record. And another dream I had, it was the Messiah will arrive when there is a flood as in the days of Noah, except for it won't be with rain. And I believe that process is slowly happening. Yeah, and I can't remember the exact years that I made these prophecies, but they've been about 2017 to maybe about 2018, maybe 19. So they happened years before, I guess, things really escalated and happened, especially like the war in Russia. And I feel like the world right now, especially what's going on with Israel and Gaza, they was just calling for peace and safety. To a degree, to understand, but I feel like something's about to seriously escalate, and we're about to go through a very trying times for this planet and humanity as a whole.
Yeah, I think that. Unfortunately, I think somebody's going to do a dirty bomb.
I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but something.
That's my feeling. My feeling is that somebody is going to try an attempt to create a dirty bomb, and that dirty bomb is going to take out a section of the area of Gaza and or near, you know, Israel. The idea of Jerusalem and all of that being in the middle of the country. I don't know if you know how the country's laid out. If you've I don't know if you've ever looked at a here you go. I'll show it to you real quick so you can kind of get an idea because it's weird when you're there. It even feels weird. Not in the sense of like, but I don't know. For me, my like I got all kind of like thrown like where am I? I don't get it. Like it just doesn't make sense here. I'm lost. All right, so I don't know. It just felt like that way for me. So if you look at and I just figured out why. I just thought about it right now. It's so funny. So if you look at the Earth, right? You look at the Earth. We're looking at the Earth together.
Yeah.
And you look at the United States. It runs left to right, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you come to Israel and you zoom in, it doesn't run left to right. It runs up and down. Right? Most of Israel is right there, all on the coastline. And then it goes, there's Gaza right there at the bottom. But if you look at it from up top, this is like all of this is Israel. And if you want to get like super technical and this, that, and the other, everything above Haifa, which is this space right in this area right here, the Golan Heights as it's named, was actually taken over afterwards, after 68. So, but the land itself is basically, this is where this space right around this area here is this space that they supposedly gave it to the earth. I mean, to the Jews or whatever. 48.
Yeah.
That the English didn't want to deal with the issue anymore. But nonetheless, yeah, I figured out why I was always confused there, because I'm always thinking about it as left or right, and then I was not left or right, up and down. And the only thing that's all the way in here is the only thing that's really all the way in is right here. And right there is Jerusalem, right?
Yeah.
But if you back out and you see this whole circle right here,
Mhm.
that's also Palestine.
Hmm.
So you have the West Bank right here, which is part, and then you have Gaza right there, right, which is part of Palestine. And
Yeah.
then also all the other spots that are not anything Israel are open, basically nothing. It's all desert. It's all desert here. So now, unfortunately, within these areas like Gaza and or here in this area, which is the West Bank, there is a lot of Jewish settlement.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see if we can find them as a map image. So, yeah, it's pretty heavy, bro.
Unfortunately, I think things are going to get a lot worse in that region.
Yeah, this is what I was getting at, and this is why I'm bringing out this right here, and why I said something about a dirty bomb, and why I think that some shit's going to go down is that when you look at what it is, and I'm trying to find the image that I was just looking at. So, as you can see, here's the area of the West Bank, right?
Yeah.
There's not much. This is like 1967, 1968, what you're looking at. And then this is some years later. Each one of the blue dots is a Jewish settlement
Okay.
inside of, right? Inside of. And then a couple of years later, it gets even crazier.
Oof.
All the red ones are proposed, the blue ones are existing, and the black dots are Palestinian settlements.
Yeah.
So now you barely see any black dots. It's all blue and red. So there has been a very big encroachment on the Jewish side of things to, move in, if you will. So here's the in 2020.
Mhm.
There's 20,000 is the big button, but this is where the Jewish settlements are. You can see them, and you can see them encroaching further and further in. It's
Yeah.
obvious. I can't say it's not happening. And then these are the Palestinian ones that are happening. And obviously there's more because they live in the West Bank, but nonetheless, it's hard to live hand in hand like that. Not
Oh,
easy.
oh.
Not like that. Not in that manner. It makes it hard. It makes it hard. Um and it's really, this is the unfortunate sadness of this, right? On one end, you have Palestinian people who had been there for 75, 85, 95 years, whatever, prior to the Jewish people there. Mind you, there were Jewish people in Israel prior to Jewish people being in Israel. I mean, it was Israeli. Although you cannot find historical artifacts that are Palestinian, but you can find a shit ton of Jewish artifacts that are under. Now,
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
you could do the same thing with American Indians and be like, "Yo, motherfuckers, you're standing on Philadelphia. That's ours, bitch. Get the fuck off. We got
Yeah.
just being fair. Just being fair. And honestly, if those people who are Indians had enough money and power behind them, they could probably take over Philadelphia. Whether that is in a positive or a negative manner doesn't fucking matter. They're going to do what they want because they want their fucking Philadelphia back.
Yeah.
Were they able to take it back? Yes. Were they nice and gave people back land after they took the land? Yeah. What happened? Those people went to war. A 7-day war, 6-day war, right? The 6-day war. Okay. What happens after that? Same people who didn't just beat you once, beat you twice, go, okay, it's all good, dude. We'll still give you land, and that mosque, we'll let you have it on the one spot that's the most important for the Jews. It's okay. You can even have that. Just please be chill. What do they do for the next fucking whatever amount of years? Cause problems, cause fights, cause issues. But wait, on the other side, are the Jews making it very easy? Are they or are they not placing themselves in places they said they wouldn't go? So the ultimate crux of things is this. You ask a Palestinian today, hey, do you want Jews to be and have their own land of Israel? No, no land of Israel. They should leave. This is our land from the sun to the sea, right? From the mountains to the sea,
Yeah.
whatever. And then they go, okay, well, what about a two-state solution? No. All right. What about if Jews want to live here? Oh, no, they can live here. What about owning land? No. What about being part of the government? No. Oh. So you just want refugees up in your country. And then you go to the Jewish side and you go, Jews, what do you think? And they're absolutely they feign, and I say feign because of what we just saw on the fucking screen. They say one thing, they do another. Oh, yeah, we'll be fair, we'll be cool, yeah, no problem. Here's your land, bro, we'll leave you alone. But then all of a sudden there's settlements up in the land that they just gave to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? So I say they feign on some level. Because on one level they say, hey, don't worry, go ahead, go live out there. We're not going to bother you. Yeah, we'll even help you with water and electricity. If you're assholes, we're taking it away. But we'll give it to you, so don't worry, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'll let you go, but only if I hold a string around your nuts. Because I don't trust you anymore. Because you tried to kill me a couple times and my country. So now that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah, it's a hell of a situation over there that's going on.
I'm trying to break it down with you right now. We're trying to break it down right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the breakdown, dude. This is the breakdown. So if that's the case, Palestinians were never Palestine. There was never a Palestine. It never existed. Never had UN conditioning, like written down. Yep, we agree that Palestine's a real thing. Even Muslim countries that were given the opportunity to do so didn't want to. Palestine is known for the name created by the Romans after they kicked the Jews out of the land, making fun of Jews by calling it Palestine, making fun of the Jews by calling Palestine through Philistines. Palestine didn't get a name until 60-something when the PLO movement comes up out of nowhere. And Yasser Arafat pushed Palestine like a mofo in the 60s. Oh, no, we're our own country, we're our own country, we're our own country. And that's when the laws went into effect, trying to get them to get Where is your back end? Where is your schools? Where is your hospitals? Where's all the stuff? So they started building. It's a beautiful fucking country. Have you seen any of the actual Palestine? Not the stuff that's being bombed, that's only being shown on TV, but the actual Palestine that's on the water. Gorgeous fucking country. Hotels, Riviera-looking places. Please. 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 I'll bring it up for you, bro. When you want to see Palestine's actually gorgeous, dude. What you've seen is nothing more than cities that are getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah, you see a lot of destruction.
Unfortunate. What you are seeing is, these cities being destroyed. But the truth of Palestine is that it's a fucking gorgeous country. It's a beautiful country. See if this is a good video. So here's a video of just people at the beach. So just to give you an idea, like it's not as, is it bad? It's not great. Nobody's going to want to live within a four-walled thing that tells me when I can come in and out, when I can go eat something, or when I can go see my grandmother. Nobody wants that shit. So I don't know about that either, So
Yeah.
And it's not easy to get in and out of Gaza. In and out of Gaza. It's not easy, truth, to get in and out of fucking Jerusalem and go from one border to the other, which I showed you is right on the edge of the fucking, on the edge.
Yeah.
Right. So, so this is right at the beach in Palestine. Bunch of people having a great time. It's, really beautiful beach houses as well. Like I wish I could show you the coastline. Like beautiful beach houses. They have like actual hotels, like really beautiful hotels. I wish I could show you like some real. I'm gonna find some stuff here for you, and I'll bring it back up. But there are beautiful, beautiful places in Palestine.
I imagine it is. It's.
Is it amazing? Is it lovely to live there? Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to just go move there right now.
Right. Who would? But this is a hotel kind of resort that is in Gaza to kind of give you an idea. Is it like the most amazing resort in the world where it's like some, I don't know, some badass, amazing place? I don't know that it's that either, but it's also not horrible.
Yeah, it's decent. It seems like a nice little place.
And people are dressed really nicely. It's a nice hotel.
It reminds me
resort.
of the beach.
And it's right on the beach.
Yeah.
No, it's literally right on the beach. Right on the other side of that, there's a beach. Right, so. Now, am I saying that it's the most amazing, beautiful place and that everybody should flock to Palestine because of how gorgeous? No.
But it's decent. It's, from what I see in those videos, it looks decent.
Is it a place that you can go and see, a nice hotel? Can you find it? Yeah, you can go there and see some stuff. Is it the greatest? No. Is it?
I think it'll be like going to Dubai or something like that.
But this is the before and after of a luxurious hotel. Watch. Look, gorgeous, awesome. And then we're dealing with whatever's going to happen at the end of it. We're going to probably see the destruction after a bomb gets to hit it. That's what we're going to see in the next video. Watch. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But here's my answer to this, and this is unfortunate that I say this when I say this. When you allow those who are terrorists to run the government or run a form of a government, because they don't even have a government, and those people are paid by other people to give you aid, and instead they spend millions of dollars on underground tunnels and all this other stuff that's not going towards you and is going towards their pocket and their children's pocket while they live in Dubai in $1 million homes. So you tell me, You know, who's the bad guy in that situation? Sorry. That guy's your liberator? That guy really cares about you? Nah, no better than fucking Trump or fucking Biden or anybody else. Fuck you, bro. I'm here to be fair, bro. I'm here to be fair, bro.
Like that's,
I'm here to be fair, bro. But no different. But what's the difference? In my opinion, one cares about people, another one doesn't. One doesn't go in beheading children and raping women and stealing old 80-year-old women. One doesn't do that, but they kind of do, because there's a lot of kids who are in jail right now in Israeli jails who have been there for not and they never get convicted. They get stay in prison for long periods of time. It's happened before. We've known that it's happened, and it's been kids who've done something like throw rocks at the Israeli soldiers.
Oh shit.
But I mean, a kid 14 years old gets thrown in jail for 10 years for what? For fucking throwing a rock at somebody? Come on, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Little extreme.
Don't you think?
That's a little extreme.
So there's a side of all of it, but this goes back to talking about the energy of corruption, what we allow in our lives, what we all allow within our lives with the dollars that we spend and how we spend them. And we all allow McDonald's to survive. You know how I know?
It's still McDonald's.
It's still motherfucking McDonald's. The only reason it doesn't, we live in a free market system, sons of bitches. It exists only because we allow it to exist.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, if people would actually stop going to McDonald's, it would no longer be a McDonald's. They would go out of business.
Overnight. But why do people do it? A, they don't have time. B, they've been forced into an ideal where they want to get something quick and fast. And C, not enough money. And it's the cheapest thing to eat. And it's actually more expensive to be poor. It's more expensive to be poor than it is to be rich. Did you know that?
That's deep.
For instance. It's true. So, for instance, if you had the money, you could go to your regular CVS or Walgreens and buy a bar of soap from Ocean Springs, let's say, or whatever brand you use.
Yeah.
And it would be a 3.6 ounce bar of soap. But since you don't have a lot of money and you live in a shitty part of town where there is what's called a food desert, literally, that is what it's named in the industry. It is where they bring a supermarket to an area because they know that it'll be vandalized, beat up, and taken. So instead, they have another two forms of companies, which is called Dollar Tree and Dollar General. And those two companies will come into food deserts and put their small stores, which have now sometimes even small groceries in there, because those places don't have supermarkets within a 20-mile radius. So food, these small dollar stores will come in, and you will end up having to spend your money there because A, cheaper for you than to drive 30 miles to get a bar of soap. So you'll go into the Dollar Tree and buy $1 soap, but when you take it out of the exact same box that you got from the original Ocean Spring, you find out that you're only getting a 1.8 ounce piece of soap. So if you were to do the buying to get a 3.6 ounces, you'd have to buy 3 of them, and you're ending up spending more money than if you would have bought the $2 regular bar of soap. So it's more expensive to be poor.
Yeah, it's like a trap to a degree.
100%, it is a trap.
Yeah.
And we talked about this trap at the beginning. It's a mindset that all they are trying to do from the beginning of any course that is a course on how to be an entrepreneur is to break you out of the cycle of being a slave.
The programming.
Yeah. And listen, man, with that, I have to let you go. But Chase, thank you so much. We'll do another one of these. So we can bring you back and we can actually get you into, because there was so much to unpack with all the stuff you said, bro. So we'll definitely do another one. I know a lot of people would probably like to hear you come back on anyway. So Chase, before you leave, please tell people, how can they find you? Where can they go to see you? I know that there's information in the bio of all of it, but where can they find you?
Facebook is my main social media account. You can look on me there, look at some of my information I got on there, like my prophecies, stuff like that. Message me, you want to talk, etc. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad to be
I had a
on.
great time, man. Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And again, thank you for your time and your energy, and we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you too. Thank you.
No
Hope you
problem.
enjoy your.
Yeah, I had a great time with you. I really did. I'll have you back. I promise.
Okay. I'm excited to come back.
Yeah, you went from being nervous before we went on to ready to come back again.
Yeah, I was nervous but excited. Like,
I know. I know.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm super stoked. Have a beautiful day, Chase. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. You too.
No problem, man. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm blessed by creator source energy for doing this crazy thing and the way that I do it and whatever, but man, what an episode. Episode 58, Chase Williams, mind blown. Guys, please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. If you can't do something nice for yourself, it does start with you. Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy things, because if you do, then you end up poopy, and that's not good for you or me. And number 3, if you would not mind, please like, share, subscribe, send this out to somebody who'd like to see it. Please, if you want to sponsor, do it. Sponsor me. Throw me money. I need it. I'm broke as fuck right now. I'm not, but I would like your money anyways, because it would help me make my life easier and the show better. $25 sponsorship a month will get me talking about you on almost every episode. That's what happened with Isaac, who was on episode 24. He gave me like $50 and I can't stop talking about him. There's also Kitty Spice McKnight. She gave me $250. I don't stop talking about her. You could be the next person. And then there's also the idea that if you want, you can use StreamYard for yourself. Use my code down below. You get 25% off. I get a kickback. I don't have to pay for StreamYard. Everybody's happy. With that, my friends, it's another day. 3 hours, 36 minutes of awesomeness that I enjoyed. I hope you did too. And my friends, I love you all so much, and I will see you all, you know I will, on the other side.